Hey, what is up, everyone? Really sorry about being just a tad bit late, but... Hold on, I'm gonna get water. Okay. I'll just get this opened up on a second screen to see how I'm doing. And then we're gonna get right into it. So, I'm pretty sure where we're headed to is the Ruka route. Yeah. Lukako's route. That's where I think this is heading. Hold on. Yeah, okay, everything's fine. Cool. Boom. Okay. Okay. I breathe a sigh of relief.
それで
Well, Kurisu's walking behind me. She was completely useless.
結局付き合うことになったの？まあ、漆原さんのリアクション見てたらなんとなく予想はつくけど。
Oh yeah, that happened last time.
お前見ていたのか？
岡部が見てろと言ったんだろ？
Oh yeah, I was expecting her to give me advice. Guess I should have known better.
明日デートだそうだ。
Let me just hold on.
ふーん。
Yeah. Kurisu makes a small nasal sound. She hasn't been making eye
狂気のマ
contact.
ッドサイエンティストさんって女子高生とデートしたりするのね。ちっとも狂気じゃないな。
My friends, that is the biggest fiction of all in Steins Gate. Forget all the time travel. Okabe dating a cute girl is perhaps the biggest mystery of them all. Damn you, Kurisu. Must you always be so cynical? Yes, let's just ignore and get to the lab. But just as I quicken my pace, she grabs my shoulder and pulls me back. I almost fall down backward.
何をする？
ごめん。ちょっとイライラしてて言い方がきつくなった。
Hold on. I have no idea what half this stuff on my table even does. Hold on. Thing is, my younger brother just left back for college. He was over for the break, and he gave me this giant book, which is nice except for the fact that it takes up a lot of space. So, oh my god, hold on. No, this is really annoying having this all in the way. Oh man, I should probably. Is it unprofessional of me to do this? Yes. Am I doing it anyways? Hold on, fuck you. Sorry about that, folks. Okay. Now there's a bit of maneuver space for my mic. Which is good, because I need that. Okay, that's better. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so snippy. I'm just a little irritated. Carissa doesn't tell me what she's irritated about. Probably about you being a dumbass. I just realized I should probably move myself up here. Oh yeah, I got rid of a bunch of useless stuff yesterday, so now I don't have that snapping issue. Okay. Instead, she starts rubbing her temples.
あんたはマユリを助けるためにこの選択をしたのよね。私も考え方を切り替える。
What the hell is this?
で、明日デートするにしてもプランはあるの？
Date plans. I told Lukako I'd come up with something by tomorrow. So far, I've made no progress. I can't help but feel uneasy about the whole thing, even though I'm doing it to save my Yuri.
どうなのよ。
This calls for Hoin Kyoma.
助手よ、お前に一言言っておく。アイザック・ニュートンと同じく IQ170 に生まれついたこの俺、ホーイン・キョーマーは狂気のマッドサイエンティストである。
それで
当然マッドサイエンティストである以上、興味があるのは女よりも研究であり、世界を陰で操る支配構造の破壊、混沌の創造であり、
どう見ても童貞です。本当に。
Oh! Oh! Hmm?
今のは聞かなかったことにして。
Hear what? Ooh. Well, Kurisu, guess what? Right back at you!
おのれ、この女子風情がよくもズケズケと真実をついてくれたな。許さない、絶対にだ。
Kurisu is really adorable, I do want to say.
ごめん。
大体そういうお前はどうなのだ。俺に講義を垂れるほどにデート経験は豊富なのか。
She's a virgin too, guys. I don't miss Christina's grimace.
それ見ろ、お前だって勉強や研究に明け暮れてそういった経験はゼロなのだろう。遠いアメリカの地で寂しい青春時代を送ってきたのだろう。
Something, something. Don't throw stones in a glass house.
うるさい。バージンで悪いか。
秋葉の中心でバージンと叫ぶ18歳天才少女か。
I wouldn't be surprised to see it plastered across the blogosphere. Thankfully, it's early morning, but there are still a few pedestrians grinning at Kurisu.
場所を変えるわよ。
Kurisu starts to hurry away. Kurisu really is cute.
女の子との初デートで重要なのは相手に与える印象をいかに良くするかである。不潔な格好は論外。特に髪はきちんと散髪すること。長髪は汚らしく見えるので NG。
Oh! Hey, there's a cute cat girl right behind me. At least in my avatar, I just realized. Yeah, we're getting Okabe cleaned up.
服装に関してもぴったり合ったサイズのものを着ていくこと。特に秋葉系の男子は大きめのサイズの服を好んで着ている傾向にあるが、これはだらしなく見えるのでよくない。
Oh yeah, I remember that, the baggy clothes trend. I think this trend back in the 2010s, I think it was stupid, and honestly, you should go for something timeless, that's my advice. Why exactly am I in a maid cafe getting advice from a younger girl, from my younger assistant who is also a girl?
初デートではお互いに緊張していることもあって会話が途切れがち。重要なのは会話のキャッチボール。一方的に話すだけでは相手が楽しいはずがない。特に女性は会話をするのが大好きなので、むしろ男性は女性の話を聞く側に回ってあげるべき。ただ聞くだけではなく、きちんと相槌を打つことが必要。そうすることで女性は話をちゃんと聞いてくれる人だと思うはず。
Oh, I'm good at that.
つまりいつも通りの岡部じゃ全く話にならないってことね。
Damn, ouch.
とりあえず普通に喋ることから始めないと。あ、例のバカっぽい高笑いは当然禁止ってことで。
Well, yeah, obviously.
そもそもあんたって女の子に優しくないのよね。普段の物言いが尊大すぎるというか偉そうでムカつく。電波妄想も垂れ流すし。
Damn, ouch.
デートマニュアル本を音読しているだけの分際で上から目線はやめろ、このメリケン少女めが。
Since neither of us knows anything about romance, we're studying out of a dating manual we bought on the way here.
誰がメリケン少女だ。
お前以外に誰がいる？
Aww.
はいはい、童貞オツ。知ってる？一度も侵入を許していない砦は頼もしくて、一度も侵入に成功しない兵士は頼りないっていう格言。
I think this is the... I've never heard of that phrase specifically before, but I think I know where this is going. I've heard similar ones before.
それは格言じゃないだろう。というか、低レベルな争いにおいて勝ち誇るな。
Yeah, okay, never mind. Kurisu made it up.
確かに。なんだか虚しくなってきた。
Kurisu really is adorable, I want to say.
でも、このデートマニュアルって結構面白いこと書いてあるな。
Are you checking it out for yourself, Kurisu? Kurisu flips through the manual on top of the table.
自分はさりげなく車道側を歩くとか、女の子にお金を出させるのは現金とか。いい？これ明日のデートで全部守らないとダメよ。
Yeah. I wonder if I can really be that careful.
あとは清潔なハンカチを持っていくこと。女の子が公園のベンチに座るときはすぐに広げてあげるこ
The
と。
one problem I feel like with this manual, though, is that sometimes that's a fundamental problem with like a manual, though. It's like at some point it'll become too obvious that you're reading out of the manual. If like someone changes their behavior like completely on a date, it becomes kind of obvious that, you know, they're trying to play it up extra hard and that this isn't who they really are. So I feel like that is something you've got to point out for it. It's like you can't just start acting like that out of the blue, you know?
俺は世話係ではない。
そう書いてあるんだからしょうがないでしょ。
Okay, it's a date. Come on, you gotta serve your girl a little.
ご飯は立ち食いそばとかファーストフードは避ける。ファミレスがボーダーライン。それ以上は自分の財布の中身と相談して。
Well, yeah, that's obvious.
ファミレスがボーダーライン。
Where are the family restaurants in Akiba?
待ち合わせ場所には最低15分前には来ておくこと。遅刻厳禁。
15分前到着。
あとはデートコースね。映画館とか美術館、街をブラブラ歩く食事っていうのが無難だし。
Alright, that seems fair.
なるほど。 意外と地味なんだな。俺はてっきり初デートというぐらいだから、夕焼けの綺麗なリゾート風海岸へ行き、そこでファーストキスを交わさなければならないのかと。
Isn't that more like the last date before marriage?
それすごくロマンチック。
Yeah.
じゃなくて童貞思考全開だな。ドラマや漫画の見過ぎ。
Oh. Okay.
お前もな。
ちなみに相手は未成年なんだから、ホテルに連れ込もうなんて不潔なこと考えないでよ。
それはない。
That way lies forbidden lusts. Not to mention, Lukako's such an innocent girl. If I brought her to her hotel, she'd probably faint from shock.
ざっとこんなところね。どう？私のレクチャー少しは役に立った？
Given that Okabe is like 18 himself, though, aren't there like? Because I recall. Oh, actually, I want to say this. Do you all remember the time people tried to cancel Call Me Carson because he was dating his girlfriend, who was 17, like on his birthday because he just turned 18? Does anyone remember that? God, that was so unbelievably stupid. It's like the moment you turn 18, it's like, oh no, it's illegal now. No, the states have, like, countries generally have Romeo and Juliet laws. It's like, use your common sense. Like, 17 and 18 is not as bad as 18 and 30. Like, technically, yeah. Like, well, actually, both are legal, but even if you assumed that, you know, countries were stupid and they didn't tell the difference, 17 and 18 is, that's like, socially acceptable, whereas 18 and 30 is that's kind of creepy. That's really creepy. That just about covers it. Well, was my lecture helpful?
お前のレクチャーではなく、マニュアル
Oh,
本のレクチャー
snap.
だろ。
Anyway, strolling around town counts as a date, huh? In that case, I don't have to waste money.
にゃにゃ、今日誰かとデートするのかにゃ？
Indeed I am. Oh, I realize I should be over here because, of the phone. By the way, sorry about that little dot over there. That's like... yeah. That's so weird. Wasn't Ferris and I going out in the last one? In the last route? Ferris comes to our table carrying drinks.
お待たせしました。アイスコーヒーになりますにゃ。
As usual, she pours in the milk and syrup right in front of me. Creasy watches this with great interest. I guess this is our first time at a maid cafe.
デート相手はマユシーかにゃ。
Ferris winks at me playfully while stirring Creasy's iced coffee.
なぜそこでマユリが出てくるのだ？
はにゃ、違うのかにゃ。じゃあ
Ferris looks at Creasy.
この子なのにゃ。
Aww. Creasy's adorable when she gets flustered.
いや、こいつは助手だ。
Damn, okay. Damn, Okame, come on. Creasy and I exchange glances sharper than a sword's blade. I swear sparks are flying.
じゃあ別の子なのにゃ。今日待ってばいろんな子に手を出しすぎだにゃ。
はあ、いろんな子に手を出しすぎなのか。
Oh.
何をバカな。
Well, I guess I did hug Ferris. That was on the 14th, so when I time-lapsed to the 12th, it was undone. I shake off a pang of loneliness and return to the conversation. Oh. Oh. The next day finds me strolling around Akiba with Lukako.
次はどこに行きましょうか。
But yeah. Whoa. Event number 1, lunch at a family restaurant, is already complete. I took care of the bill and now we're back out in the heat. Uh-oh. I've got the entire day planned out in my head. The next event is...
街をブラブラするぞ。しよう。
Aww. It's the Obon holiday, so Akiba is crowded. To avoid the crowds, we end up walking through the back street. The plan is to walk with LUKAKO all the way to Ueno and back. That should be enough, right? I walk quickly. This conversation thing isn't going so well. I try to follow the guide advice and be a good listener, but LUKAKO's silent by nature. She doesn't really start talking on her own. Even at the family restaurant, the words we exchanged were mostly just things like, it's crowded today, it's delicious, and it was delicious. That's why you gotta prod him a little. You know, hey, what do you think? And like, you know, try to keep it afloat, which, okay, maybe Okabe's not too good at that either. What am I saying? I can't criticize Okabe too much, though, honestly. I think it was just a mistake to just wander around. Especially since we ended up in a residential area with no interesting scenery whatsoever. LUKAKO speaks up. She's a few steps behind me.
Nanda.
I stop and turn around. LUKAKO... Oh. Hold on, guys. Oopsies, that's not it. Boom! There we go. LUKAKO catches up and we start walking together again. Don't walk too fast. Let her catch up.
Oh.
He's lying. Of course, what I actually remember is how I met the male LUKAKO. It was during Golden Week in May. I was searching Akiba for materials to build a new future gadget when I saw LUKAKO in his Miko garb, surrounded by some cameramen. I love how male LUKAKO and female LUKAKO are like freaking identical.
お願いします。写真を1枚撮らせてもらうだけでいいんで。そのコスプレすごく燃えるっていうか、ここまで巫女服を着こなしてるレイヤー見たことないし。
Oh lordy.
これはコスプレじゃなくて。
できれば可愛らしいポーズ撮ってもらえるとめちゃ嬉しいんだけど。
Oh my god. Oh my god.
あ、じゃああれだよ俺。ミコミコオーバードライブのめぐみだ。来たー！それ最高！めぐみだ知ってるよね。
Low Angler A.
知りません。すみません。
なんでそんな嫌がるわけ？コスプレして秋葉に来たのって写真撮られるためなわけでしょ？
Low Angler
なのに嫌がるとかおかしくない？
Oh.
そうだよ。それとも俺たちがキモいから拒否ってるわけ？
違います。これはコスプレじゃなくて。
To be honest, the Miko garb fascinated me. Because Mikos are sacred, chosen to serve the gods. I know culture guards are doing it for money these days, but as far as I'm concerned, that's sacrilege. You know what, Okabe? I feel that, honestly. As is demanding, photograph a sacred Miko. I couldn't let it pass.
そこのカメラ小僧ども。
え？なんだよ君。
この俺を知らない。
Yeah, baby!
俺の名はハーイン・キャーナ。神が地上に具現せし灰色の脳細胞の持ち主にして 世界に混沌をもたらす狂気のマッドサイエンティストだ。
Yeah, baby, let's go.
何こいつマジ吉。
それぐらいでやめておけ。その巫女が嫌がっているだろう。
なんという中二病ですか。かっこよく女の子を助けてセックルに持ち込もうとしてんじゃね。下心見え見え。これだからドキュンは。
ドキュンはお前たちだ。か弱い女子に男二人でまとわりつき、
Boom.
天津さえ変態写真を撮りたいと懇願するとは、オタクのプライドすら捨てたか。
僕は
聖なる巫女を怯えさせるカメラ小僧、カメラ小僧などではない。それは単なる変質者だ。
Okay, I can,
お前たちに聖地秋葉を歩く資格はないと知れ。
Okay, you know what, Okabe? Fucking dude, Okabe, you absolute Giga Chad. Oh my god. Respect,
なんだ
dude.
可愛い三次元女子をローアングルから狙うのはみんなやってるだろ。素人のくせにお高く止まるなって言いたいね。秋葉にコスプレしてきてる時点で無差別に取られても文句言えないでしょマジで。
違うんです。僕は男です。
Oh. Our jaws immediately dropped to the ground. you got the three people feuding, and then all of a sudden she drops that bombshell and what?
だから僕なんかとっても意味ないんですよ。
LUKAKO murmured sadly.
え、マジで
Oh no. Oh no!
そんなの嘘だ。
Oh no!
可愛い子が男のはずが。
Wait, is that gonna make them go even crazier?
男です。
Oh lordy.
喉仏も
Oh lordy.
ありません。
Okay, so never mind. I suppose maybe it's just the art style that I can't really tell the difference. Because LUKAKO, like, boy or girl, like, they're drawn the same, male and female version alike. LUKAKO lifts his chest, exposing his pale neck. The gesture was really sexy, but there was indeed a lump on his neck.
じゃあ下もついているんですか。
Oh no, this is actually gonna make them even. LUKAKO nodded reluctantly. He was already crying by that point. So were the cameramen.
なんだよ。
Okay, never mind.
紛らわしいな。
Okay, never mind. Good. This is driving them off.
っていうか男なのに巫女服着てるとかマジ吉だろ。取らなくてよかった。
Okay, good.
騙された気分だよ。
Good. Now get out of here. They left the place mumbling complaints all the while. Those bastards were a disgrace to otaku everywhere. Daro would have said something like, "Someone this cute can't be a girl." Oh my god. Wait, you really weren't a girl? Awesome. I'm glad those guys weren't of that type. Daro is the true otaku.
どうもありがとうございました。
ああ、いや、
I'm pretty sure Okabe's brain short-circuited right there. Mine would have too.
でも僕みたいな男を助けてがっかりですよね。期待に添えなくてすみません。
お前、名前は？
漆原ルカです。
なぜ俺に謝った？
だって僕こんな顔なの
Femboy.
に男だし。
No, this isn't even femboy levels. This is like a straight up trap.
そんなことはどうでもいい。お前が男だろうが女だろうが関係ない。だがその悲願だ根性、気に入らないな。
Ah, my back. I'm turning into an old man. Haven't even hit 25. Already an old man.
ついてこい。お前にいいものをやる。そのアイテムさえあればお前は勇気を得るだろう。お前の中に眠る真の力の存在にも気づくはずだ。
Now, realistically, if I was right next to Luca and I wasn't I wasn't, I didn't know anything about Okabe, I would have said that this guy is really weird, and so I would have told him to just thank Okabe for the help and say, I kind of have to be somewhere, but up to you, right? Up to you.
どうした？力が欲しくないのか？
いえ、力ですか？
そうだ。俺はお前に力を与えることができる。さあ、求めろ。欲しろ。力を。カメラ小僧にも負けない。お前だけの力を求めるのだ。
I don't hear like present day Lukako's like current girl Lukako's like retelling of this incident though.
まさかその後武器屋本舗に行ってサミダレを買ってもらえるとは思ってもみませんでした。
What changed?
いや、
I didn't expect he'd actually come with me. When I realized he did, I realized he had potential. That's why I brought him the 980 yen tax-included demon sword. Afterwards, Lukaku and I went through intense training to develop the Seishin Zanma School of Swordsmanship. Is that something real, or is that just like bullshit nonsense? I don't know. Honestly, knowing the way the world works is like 50-50 chance. I don't know. I'll have to. Someone's gonna have to look that up. In retrospect, I can't believe I said all that ridiculous stuff. It makes me want to crawl into a hole and die.
とてもびっくりしましたけど、でも岡部さんがあの時言ってくれたそんなことはどうでもいいっていう言葉はすごく嬉しかったんです。
Wait, what didn't matter? Because that was obviously the retelling of the...
変ですよね。そんな言葉に感動しちゃうなんて。
Lukako's cheeks then turn a rosy pink. Her blush is too powerful, I have to look away.
でもその言葉があったから好きになったんです。
え？
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a goddamn second. Is she saying what I think she's saying? But that Lukaku was a guy. Does that mean I made the guy Lukaku fall in love with me? My mind goes blank. Oh god. Wait, what changed from that timeline to this timeline? What changed? Wait, Okabe said it didn't matter, but what didn't matter? Because in that timeline I was being a guy. In this timeline, now that Lukaku's a girl, what doesn't matter? By the time I'm drop her off back at the shrine, I'm worn out physically and mentally. We ended up walking for 4 hours straight, which was tiring, but my mental exhaustion is greater. That doesn't... Huh. In the end, we didn't talk much. We just walked.
今日はすごく楽しかったです。
Aww.
そうか。
She's just saying that out of consideration. I can tell that she's forcing her smile. All through the date, I couldn't stop thinking about the time Lukaku fell in love with me, so I barely made conversation at all. That manual was completely useless. On this little world line, Lukaku was a girl from the beginning, so Lukaku's memories of when we first met might be inconsistent with mine. But even at that in consideration, Lukaku's story still felt out of place.
それでは
Lukaku fidgets as she whispers.
なんだ？
また明日。
え？
She wants to go on a date again tomorrow? Well, yeah, you don't have many days. I mean, we are a couple and we are going out. It means we like each other in summer break right now, so it's natural to go on a date every day.
明日も岡部さんと一緒に 痛いです。
どうも。
ダメですか？
ダメなんてことはない。うん、本当に。
よかった。
Lukako smiles again. She looks so happy and relieved. Seeing her like this makes incomprehensible feelings well up inside me.
それじゃあまた明日。
I feel a huge weight on my shoulders. Another day tomorrow. Tomorrow.
てってるー、おかえり。
リア充は死ね。
Oh my god. When I return to Glab, I am greeted by Mayuri's smile and Daru's pure hatred.
まさか中二病のオカリンに彼女ができるとか飯まずってレベルじゃねえぞ。
Oh, damn.
ルカちゃんとのデートはどうだった？
まあなんとかステージクリアしたかも。
Probably not, actually.
ねえねえ、あさってのコミマ、ルカちゃんとオカリンでコスプレカップルとして出てみようって思ったりしないかな。
Yo, that would be cool.
オカリンからもね、彼氏としてルカちゃんを説得してほしいな。マユシーがどれだけお願いしてもね、ちっとも OK してくれないんだよ。
I wonder why that is.
でもラブラブなオカリンからお願いされたらね、きっとコロって OK すると思うんだ。
Daru, man, I'm sorry. What can I say? Eh.
断る。
What? Come on.
なんで？
Exactly. Look at Mayuri's face. Because Kami. Oh. Was that the 15th? Okay, Mayuri's fated to die that night. How am I supposed to spend the hours before her death cosplaying at Kamima?
正直なところデートの面白さがさっぱり理解できない。
ゲーオカリンてめえ、それは世の中の童貞諸君を敵に回す発言だぞ。謝れ、童貞に謝れ。
Oh man. Yo, that is so real. Daru. First time playing or a reread? Hey, New Sense, this is my first time reading. Although I have seen the anime, but it's been like, what, 10 years now? 10? Yeah, it's like, no, I watched it in like late 2016. So, yeah, like late 2016. So it's almost 10 years since I've watched the anime. But yeah, this is my first time. This is my first time playing through, technically speaking. So, but yeah, New Senses. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for the comment. And if you got any other questions, you can come ask me. Yeah, Okarin, you idiot. Your words are an insult to virgins the world over. Apologize to the virgins. Yes, that is so real.
だって考えてみろ。相手にひたすら気を使い、気まずい中で二人で歩き回って食事をして帰る。どうだ？面白い要素があるか？
But yeah, this is technically my first time, although I do know the basic beats of the story.
オカリン、そんなこと言うとね、ルカちゃんが悲しむよ。
Exactly. Mayuri's expression is uncharacteristically serious.
好きな人と一緒にいるだけでね、女の子は幸せなんだよ。満足なんだよ。男の子はそうじゃないのかな。
Depends on the individual.
だとしたらマユシーは寂しいです。
Well, to be fair, Okabe doesn't really like Lukako at this point, I think. So that's How would that make my Yuri sad?
オカリンがマイノリティなんだよ。つうかデートといえば
Oh my God.
エロイベントたくさんあんだろう。
お前は実にバカだな。
And thanks for the welcome. No problem.
何言ってんだよ。手をつなぐとかマジエロくね。腕を組んでおっぱいを肘に当ててんのよ状態とかエロすぎっしょ。
I mean... Actually, you know what, Dara? That's not a bad argument.
そしてデートの終わりにはキスして締めだろ。チキショーリア充のバカ。
Oh my god.
エロゲーのやりすぎだ。
That reminds me, I've been meaning to play... there are so many other visual novels I've been meaning to play on this channel. But seeing just how long this one is, I'm having second thoughts, realistically.
ねえねえ、ルカちゃんはいつからオカリンのことを好きだったのかな。
いつからって、それは。
とてもびっくりしましたけど、でも岡部さんがあの時言ってくれた「そんなことはどうでもいい」っていう言葉はすごく嬉しかったんです。その言葉があったから、だから好きになったんです。
Aww. I think back on what she said. Something still feels off about her story. I said that Luka's gender... I was saying... Hey, hold on. This is... I pointed this out literally just... I said that Luka's gender didn't matter. I remember that clearly. But I didn't say that... But didn't I say that because LUKAKO was a guy?
そうだ。そうだよ。
Exactly.
変だ。
That's literally what I was saying earlier. Well, the lengthwise, this is nothing for Umineko. Umineko. I've heard about that one. I've seen a few clips from like the anime or something like that. I haven't... Nothing serious. The one I'm considering starting is Fate Stay Night. But Umineko, I do have like... I'm aware of it. I do have like a passing interest in it. I might get sucked into that eventually. But yeah, that's... Umineko's definitely something I'm considering starting. The first one I started on my channel, the first visual novel I ever played, and also the first one I played on this channel was Doki Doki Literature Club. That was before I had this avatar, actually, so you could actually, like, see me in, like, live action there. Let me see. Yeah, Doki Doki Literature Club. That was, like, the first one I played. That one's short. Let me see. Most of the videos of my initial Let's Play have been unlisted, but you can still access them through the playlist. I don't know if I unlisted the Doki Doki Plus ones. I don't think I did, but those ones are also on my channel. You just gotta scroll down enough. Or sort by old, that would be much faster, actually. But yeah, Umineko, Fate Stay Night, what else am I really wanna... is that a visual novel or not? I really want to play Amagami SS, but apparently that's not on Steam. I don't know, I'm going off on a tangent. Right, that doesn't make sense. I've been saying this from the start. Now I know it feels way out of place. I wouldn't have said that to a female LUKAKO. So why does this LUKAKO remember what I said back then? Because something changed, that's why. I recall what happened with Ferris.
思い出したにゃ。
Umineko...
セイリスが叶えたのは
Alexa, be quiet! Umineko's really long. Didn't avoid longer. Well, I don't know if I want to avoid longer VNs so much as it's just... I don't know. I don't want to avoid it. It's just they are massive investments. Like, I have to dedicate a significant portion of the channel to watching that, so I don't really know. Triplanetarian. All right, I'll check out what the setting's about. What's it? Oh, actually, what's it about? You could just tell me right here. I realize.
10年前に死んだパパを生き返らせることに。
But the thing is, LUKAKO doesn't seem to have reading Steiner yet because she doesn't realize that she was, well, he back in the other timeline. Ferris regained her memories from before she sent the D-mail. Could Lukako too have remembered the previous world line where she remembered she was a guy? That would remember everything. However, she remembers that event and she said that she liked me for it, so... Did Lukako like me even when she was a guy? Honestly, I know that this might seem like overreacting, but trust me, I know how this feels. I'm gonna stop talking. I think I need to check this out. The next morning, I head to the shrine to meet with Lukako. Oh boy, what now? What stupid thing are you gonna do now, Okabe? She's already waiting in the courtyard. When she sees me, she smiles and waves her hand. Too cute, must resist.
おはようございます。
あ、うん。
今日はそのどこへ？
それよりルカ子。
はい。
I make up my mind and throw out the question.
お前には男だった頃の記憶が残っていないか？
Oh my god, that is the worst way to go about it. You should have asked. Oh my god. Lukako twitches for a moment, and she hangs her head.
そんなことありません。
Okabe, you fucking dumbass! Oh my god.
本当に？
Just ask her the question up front. Be more direct. Be so direct that it skips around the whole emotions issue. Like, just ask the question directly. What did I say to you back then that made Planetarian is well known VN. AI android who works the Planetarian, a dystopian world who was encountered first human in a long time. Interesting. I'll definitely look that up after the stream's over. Interesting. Is that on Steam, or is there like some other place? I also know that Steam's not ideal for visual novels, because apparently like Steam censors and stuff, which is really stupid. I don't know. Steam's kind of the one place where I get all my stuff, so... Really? Lukako does not Oh, Gabe, you fucking idiot. I consider a more forceful approach. OMG, is that Eddie the Simp? Yes it is. Hey, Toonie, what's up? Nice seeing ya. Nice seeing you here. I consider a more forceful approach, but the words of that dating manual blaze inside my head. Whatever you do, don't make the girl sad. You might get dumped. If I get dumped, what will happen to our 4-day agreement? Lukako might refuse to turn back into a guy. No, Lukako's not like that. My Yuri's life hangs in the balance. I'm sure no matter what I say, she'll turn back. Loss of sanity as usual. Interesting time you decide to pop into the stream, Toonie. You have no context for any of what is going on. So... Or is it naive of me to think like that? Either way, even though I'm doing this to save Mayuri, I can't just trample on Mayuri's pure maidenly... on Lukako's pure maidenly heart. Just ask her the question, you dumbass! What did I say to you that made me fall for you? It's that simple, Okabe! My lord! Ay. Oh great, now you've done it. Neither one of us speaks. Mutual distrust, suspicion, discomfort. One word could shatter a temporary relationship. Lukako's the first to break the suffocating silence.
今日のデート
Oh my god, you... Okabe, you fucking... Lukako bows her head and goes into the shrine office. I hurt her. I feel guilty, but at the same time relieved. I hate myself for it. I hate you for it, Okabe! You fucking idiot! Instead of returning to the lab, I stand on the bridge in front of the station and gaze blankly at the stream of people. Tokyo Akihabara. What on earth is happening? Mysterious satellite suddenly disappears. Ferris might be visiting the lab. Ferris was at the lab when I came to this world line. My actions shouldn't have influenced my area, so she should have called Ferris over to show her the costumes. Right now, I don't want to see anybody. I need to think. But try as I might, no ideas come, no solutions. Lukako agreed to go back to being a guy if I went out for her for a time. I stayed faithful to that, so... Faithful how? I just made a huge mistake back there. That's right, Okabe. Time leap backwards. Restart the day. I've done nothing but make Lukako sad. Tomorrow's the 15th, the day Kamiwa opens, the day my Yuri dies. At the very least, I need to make sure our relationship lasts until that evening. Tomorrow is the end. But I'm not sure if I can show LUKAKO a fun time. Alright, instead of fussing over a date, I'll try something that won't make LUKAKO sad. I mean, I'm curious to see what Okabe said in this timeline to LUKAKO as well, so actually, I want to see. Next morning, after Mayuri and Dara have left for Ariake, I head to the shrine to pick up LUKAKO. We hop onto the train at Akiba Station. When she looks askance at me, I tell her that we're going to see Mayuri. Today, it won't just be the two of us. I don't know what to say when we're alone. I'm afraid I'll just hurt her again. It's time to try something different. When you get off the train at Tokyo Big Sight, LUKAKO stares in wonder at the scene spread before her. People, people, people. People as far as the eye can see. Welcome to Kamima, the Otaku Festival. It's the first day, so Big Sight's more crowded than usual. This is my plan to take LUKAKO to Kamima. I'm not making her cosplay, of course. LUKAKO won't do it even at Mayuri's request, and I don't want to force her to do anything she doesn't want to. We're here to look and have fun. First order of business is hook up with Mayuri and Daro. Those two live and breathe Kamima, so I'm sure they'll have a lot to talk about. Oh, it's like Comic-Con. The next Comic-Con's what, like months away? That's like towards the end of that. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Conversation will flow and I'll be off the hook. How wonderful it to have friends you can count on. Of course, bringing dates to Kamima is a surefire way to earn myself the hatred of otaku everywhere, but no matter. I'll endure their contempt if that's what it takes to make LUKAKO happy. So resolved, I strike out to the crowd towards our designated rendezvous point. LUKAKO, clearly overwhelmed by the sheer number of people, struggles to follow behind. Hold her hand! Okabe, come on, be a gentleman. Near the edge of the parking lot, I see the petite Mayuri wave her hands high. There aren't as many people here. Aww. I like this CG. Welcome to Kamima, Luka-chan.
初めて来たけどすごいねゆっくりしていってね
Aw, Mayuri's adorable. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. Aw. I'm covering up a red pen on Okabe's. How far is this in? I don't remember. Have you watched Steins Gate Zero? Yes, I have seen Steins Gate Zero back when it aired. I watched Steins Gate in 2016, but I watched Steins Gate Zero when it aired. I haven't like I've read the VN first, but the anime, the constant VN was great. Yes, I've seen Steins Gate Zero. I have. This is my second visual novel. Well, actually, that's not true. I played a bunch of DDLC mods. Also, if you consider DDLC Plus to be a separate VN, which it really... I mean, I guess there's the side stories. That's more wholesome stuff. But yeah, I've seen Steins Gate Zero. It was something. It has been a while, though, and obviously, it's been, like, a long time since then, so I've obviously changed as a person slightly. Slightly. Emphasis on slightly. People say I don't change. I don't know. But yeah, no, my tastes have definitely changed and stuff, so I remember, like, just saying, wow, I guess that's kind of interesting, I guess, while watching it, but I don't remember, like, the specific, like, feelings I had towards the story.
Daruwa.
But yeah, hold on. If you check out my channel, you can see how far I'm in, because this is this is past the Suzuha route. This is past the Ferris route. We've had a different director for the Zero. Ah, I see. That will make sense. Yes, this is the, there's a possibility that I will branch into the Luka route. That's where I'm at. Wait, hold on. And yeah, I think this is the last route, because I know that the way this visual novel works, once you get past all the quote-unquote dead-end routes, you know, with all the other girls, you can either end up with Mayuri or Kurisu, but that depends on the flags or something you get via the phone thing. I should probably move myself over. I'll move myself over properly when I need to access my phone. But anyways, where's Daru?
ダル君はグッズを手に入れるために並んでる最中だから抜け出せないんだって。
Shame.
ひとしきり戦利品をゲットしたら合流するかもって言ってたよ。
Damn, that means he won't join up with us for at least another hour. Couldn't he forgo the battle just this once? Kako's eyes dart from place to place. He's clearly uncomfortable in the chaotic atmosphere. There's still some awkwardness between us after what happened yesterday. Even on the train ride, we barely spoke to each other. What's the point of being a couple if it turns out like this? Hey, come on! Some people are just quieter than usual. It's easier to talk when we weren't supposed to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Lukako seemed to enjoy herself more, too. Was it a mistake to bring her to Kamima? Well, Lukako didn't refuse. Even when I told her we were going to Kamima, she just nodded obediently.
今日はマユシーが会場を案内してあげるよって言ってもね、人が多いから邪魔にならないようにしなくちゃ。まずはコスプレ会場に行ってそれから中に入ろうかな。
I just remember how much I love Comic-Con. Mayuri's more cheerful than usual. She must be happy to have us here.
ねえねえ、二人とも何が見たい？
Everything!
ルカ子、見たいものはあるか？
いえ。
Lukako shakes her head.
よくわからないので、岡部さんの見たいものを見に行きたいです。
俺は別にそれほど興味があるわけじゃ
Oh,
ない。
come on, don't say that. Lukako looks unhappy. Ay, ay, ay. Crap, I shouldn't have answered like that. You think?
ねえねえ、ルカちゃん、コスプレ会場に行ったらね、絶対にコスプレに対する考え方が変わるよ。
This timeline's not bound to last long anyways, so... Mayuri talks happily to Lukako. I'm glad I chose to rely on this ditz who can't read the mood.
恥ずかしいとか、そういうのはちっともなくてね、みんなとっても楽しそうなんだから。マユシーのコスを着てくれてるレイヤーさん、楓ちゃんと吹雪ちゃんって言うんだけど、二人のことも紹介するね。でね、できれば明日も来てほしいな。そしたらね、オカリンとルカちゃんの分のコスも用意しておくから。
There is no tomorrow, Mayuri. I don't know how to say this. Oh my god!
オ
Really?
カリンにはね、
Really?
コードジアスのゼロサム
Oh
サマ
my
コスが似合う
god!
と思う。
Oh my god! Hold on, hold on! Hold on! Hold on! Hold on, 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 hold on. Oh my god. I mean, it does! It does fit him! Mayuri's right, it does fit him! It does! It actually does fit him! Oh my god. I absolutely... Oh, hold on, hold on. Oh, how far is this? Wait, why is my thing not updating? Hold on. New skins. Okay, okay. It says on my computer, but not on my phone. For computer, I can't be looking at because that's what I'm using to play the game. I'm looking at the comments on the phone. It's not updating for some reason. Okay, okay, so you're almost there. I mean, you're nearly past all these optional routes, so you're nearing the very main route, but it keeps going for longer than the side stories you're going. Okay, I absolutely love the art style for this VN. What do you think? Hook's art style, very unique in the way the eyes are drawn. Yeah, I like it. I really like it. I really like it. I don't know why this thing's not updating on, hold on. Hold on, let me close this and reopen it. I don't know why the comments stopped updating. Yeah, there we go. Yep. There we go. I don't know why the comments stopped updating. Sorry, sorry, New Sense. I don't know why I couldn't read your comments. Like, what? It wasn't updating on my secondary machine. I think. Oh, like, anyways, I think Ocarina would be perfect as zero sum from code Geos. Oh my god, I can't. Oh my god. I mean, it does fit him. She's right. It does fit him, but oh my god.
オカリンが一緒ならね、 ルカちゃんも安心してコスプレできるでしょ。
Oh, now I'm sad I can't see a cosplay. A cosplay of an anime character cosplaying a show that exists in real life. Cosplay set or fictionception, right? Oh my god.
どうかな。いいアイデアだってマユシー的には思うんだ。
Yeah, who's your favorite Code Geass girls? Mine's Callan, personally, I'd say. Although I also like Yuffie. Yuffie's cute as well. Either one of those two. You will, won't you? Mayushi thinks that's a great idea.
却下だな。
Come on! Ay ay ay.
ごめんなさい。
Look at someone doesn't know how to have fun.
そんな。
Come on, don't make Mayuri sad. Mayuri slumps her shoulder in disappointment. I'm disappointed in you too! Why do you gotta be so boring? Jeez. In the end, Lukaku and I got fed up with the amount of people and left Ariake early. We took the direct shuttle bus. Don't worry about it too much. Vienna's a priority, not my comments. That's true, that's true. This is generally why I don't stream. This is like part of the reason I don't stream on Twitch, by the way. Because I feel like the comments are just way too distracting. We took the direct shuttle bus to Akiba that only runs during Kamima, but it was so cramped inside, I thought I was gonna die. I thought Okabe was... never mind. Really, huh? I've heard a lot of people say the opposite, but you know what? Each their own. I think I was fine with both seasons, honestly.
な。
By the time we get back to Akiba, Lukaku and I are exhausted. My feet feel like blocks of lead, and I don't have the energy to even attempt conversation. The two of us schlep back to the shrine without speaking a word, like Spanish monks under a vow of silence. Accidentally pressed enter? Lukaku doesn't raise a single complaint. Taking her to Kamima was obviously a mistake. Lukaku's expression has been stiff ever since we met up with Mayuri. Maybe she's traumatized by otaku. First time I met Lukaku, he was being harassed by otaku. No, as I said, I want to see what the original comment was that, like, made Lukaku fall for him in this timeline. Maybe they left a bad impression. You don't talk. I heard the same thing. I love season 1, not season 2. Huh. Okay, I see. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest here. Season 1 and season 2 just... I binged Code Geass. I didn't watch Code Geass, like, as it aired. Like, that was back in, what, 2006? I was, like, 4 years old. I binged Code Geass, like... Was that... I don't know if it was post or pre-COVID, but sometime around that era. So to me, season 1 and season 2 all just feel like one long, really long season instead of two distinct seasons to me, so I can't say. I prefer to watch animes as they air. But... obviously, I can't binge I can't binge Death Note. I got into Death Note, like, long after it aired, so, like, that's not gonna happen, right? Death Note, Code Geass, Monster, Evangelion, like, unless I have a time machine like these guys, I'm not gonna be able to see that live. We don't talk. For Amagami SS, I watched that recently. God, I love that one so much. We spent most of the day shoulder to shoulder with strangers. I can probably count on my fingers the words I said to Lukaku today. When we arrive at the shrine, our time as a couple will end. So this is our last chance to talk as boyfriend and girlfriend. But I'm confused. What should I talk about? Try thinking about the things we have in common. Demon Sword Samidare. Senshin Zama School of Swordsmanship. The Kristo said to avoid Chunibyo topics, and the dating manual concurred. What else is there? It finally dawns on me. There's nothing else Lukaku and I share. Silence dominates the shrine. The thing is, Okabe, I feel like... is there not a word in the manual that says this is advice, not like a law? Because honestly, if the girl's into it, it might be best to talk about it anyways. The silence should be calming, but it's not. I safely escorted Lukaku home. Mayuri's death is just 3 hours away. The temporary relation between me and Lukaku ends here. Now I just need Lukako to give me her mother's pager number. However, is it really okay to let it end like this? In the end, what have I done for Lukako? I haven't done squat, have I? All I've done is hurt her. Suddenly, Lukako starts sobbing. She covers her mouth with both hands, but I can't stop the tears pouring from her eyes.
LUKAKO.
When I approach her, Lukako pulls back. Lukako wipes the corners of her eyes, but the tears keep flowing, forming a glistening line down each cheek. I'm speechless. I have no idea what to do. The girl is crying before my eyes. It's my duty as a man to comfort her. But you don't know how. I know that, yet no words come. I just stand there like a useless statue. The cause of Lukako's tears is undoubtedly me. I didn't treat her right as my girlfriend, even if it was only as a temporary arrangement. Now it ends me with watching as Lukako cries. Monster. Yeah, Monster was fun. Now it ends with me watching as Lukako cries. Okay, so I don't think you were there for it, but I'm gonna be honest here, the part of the reason I was so late for this stream and why it was pulled back was because I was watching an anime that's airing this season. It was supposed to start at 4, but I pulled it back to 4:15. I don't know what time that is for you all, what time zone you all are in, but I was supposed to start this at 4, not 4:15, but I was busy watching an anime that airs this season, so I was like, nope, 4:15 it is. And now it ends with me watching as Lukako cries. Lukako. I'm the one who did this to her. I'm the cause of her grief. And yet... She thanks me and bows her head.
Huh?
She lifts her head and smiles shyly through her tears. That's a lie. Jeez, Okabe, you're watching anime. Oh no, I've looked through my anime list. I know. I've got a list of everything that's airing. I'm watching. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm watching like 3 animes right now. It's 3, 4, whatever. I'll check later. I'm glad I fell in love with you. That has to be a lie. To my surprise, Lukako takes my hand in hers. Her hand is very warm and delicate. Yeah, no, I'm watching 3 animes right now. It's three shows, and I'm considering dropping one of them, but I will talk about them later, if ever. Her hand is very warm and delicate. This is the first time I've touched her since we became a couple. And it will be the last. Lukako places a note in my hand, and then she pulls away. She bows her head again. Bye now. Lukako turns her back to me, then disappears into the shrine office. I look at the note. There's a number written there. Probably her mother's pager number. She kept her promise. Oh, Lukako's sweet. I was apologizing to Luka. You, on the other hand, sounded quite stable. Yeah. And keep mine. Okabe, you fucking donkey! Oh my god. Can't let it end like this. I run back full speed to the lab. Ignoring Kurisu's calls to stop, I slap on the headgear and leap into the past. Yeah, baby! Now we're talking! There we go! Yes! Hell yeah, baby! Let's fucking go! I regain consciousness in front of Akihabara Station. Lukako's next to me. We're about to board the train for Kamima. Why didn't you go to the 14th? Lukako looks a bit anxious, but she didn't raise a single complaint. The shuttle bus pulls up. A huge line of people begins to move. We can't go to Kamima like this. Shaking off my time leap-induced vertigo, I take Lukako by the hand.
ついてこい。
Yeah, baby! Let's go! Let's get out of line. I let go of Lukako's hand and start walking.
岡部さん、バス来てますけど。
コミマに行くのは中止だ。
え？
俺は好きにやらせてもらう。
Yeah, baby! Let's go! This time we're doing things my way. Based.
岡部さん、どこへ？
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Where are we going?
岡部さん。
I keep walking with Lukako's hand in mine, ignoring everything else. Lukako looks bewildered at first, but eventually she says no more and just starts following me with a sad expression. We arrive at Yanabayashi Shrine, a place devoid of visitors. When an aura of peace and dignity dominates. Where the cries of cicadas resound. Lukako's home. Finally, I turn to face Lukako. Instead of letting go, I grasp her warm hand even tighter than before. Perhaps it's the heat or perhaps it's her nervousness, but her hands are damp with sweat. But still, I don't let her go. Lukako's hanging her head. She might cry at any moment.
これで恋人関係は終わりっていうことですよね。
Nuh-uh. Her lips tremble. Her voice trembles. I summon my resolve and answer her with the laugh. Yes! Yes!
何を勘違いしている。
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
俺たちの恋人関係はまだ終了してない。
Yes! I think what the manual failed to mention is that sometimes this tuning stuff can be charming if you pull it off right. I strike a pose and mimic a line from a popular hard battling anime. Until I witnessed Mayuri's death, this is how I acted all the time. Holy shit, the volume is loud. The cicada, like, I'm having a hard time hearing myself. And the volume's not up that high either. Cicadas are loud, damn, I could barely hear the music. Until I witnessed Mayuri's death, this is how I acted all the time. Now it takes some effort, but I still have it in me.
でも
さっき言っただろ。俺の好きにさせてもらうと。さあ、我が弟子よ。今すぐ妖刀さみだれを持ってくるのだ。
Japanese cicadas? Yeah, figures. The wind blows. The trees growing over the main building rustled as it leaves in response. Lukako looks at me blankly. Tears form in the corners of her eyes.
なんですだと？決まっているだろう。精神残魔流の修行だ。
God.
修行？
この2ヶ月近く、俺たち2人でやってきた修行を忘れたのか？
いえ、でも岡部さん。
今日まだ。我が名を忘れたのか、ルカ。
She likes the Churi Okabe.
俺は狂気のマッドサイエンティスト、法王院京馬だ。
Swallowing my embarrassment, I strike another pose. Base.
男だとか女だとか、そういうところで俺は混乱して、ルカ子との距離をうまくつかめずにいた。だがな、 俺とルカ子の関係は初めから決まっていたんだ。そのことにようやく気づいたのだ。
決まっていたって何がですか？
俺は男でお前は女で、俺たちは今日までの仮初めの恋人。
I take a deep breath and gently comb my fingers through Lukaku's. Whoa! Whoa! I twist my lips into a grin.
そんなことはどうでもいい。俺は俺であり、ルカ子はルカ子であり、ルカ子は俺の弟子だ。
As I gently stroke her hair, Lukako puts her warm hand on top of mine. The tears collected in the corner of her eyes suddenly fall.
僕じゃなくて、京馬さんは確かに僕の師匠です。
Hour, huh? Snow Globe. If I ever play Planetarian, should I play Snow Globe first or should I play it second? I don't mind, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not, like, completely against playing long series. I'd totally be open to playing, like, games that are, like, several episodes long. I'm just a little worried that this might end up, like, I don't think it's gonna be, like, 80 episodes or anything, but, like, that's, like, the sort of place I'm worried about. But to be fair, I've been recording less these days and streaming more, and streams generally last longer than recording, so I am able to cover Steins Gate in a fairly short amount of time. Huh, okay. Okay. I might play it. That might be one episode, and might play Planetarian. That might be like 3 episodes. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see. Yes, of course, Okabe, I mean, Kyoma-san is my master.
よく言った。さあルカ子よ、サミダレを持ってくるのだ。
はい。待っててくださいね。すぐ取ってきますから。ここにいてくださいね。
My God, the cicadas are loud.
どこにも行かないさ。だから早く行くんだ。
Lukako reluctantly... I feel like Lukako enjoys roleplay. Lukako reluctantly lets go of my hand, shyly turns away from me, and heads to the shrine office. We spend 4 hours training just like we used to. Practice swings with the demon sword. Stories of the sword's history. Okay. Umineko. So hypothetically, if I played Umineko... Assuming I play for an average of what? Assuming I play for like an average of 3... Wait, hold on. 2 hours each. That's 8 times... Hold on. I can't do math in my head. I need to write this down. Except for the fact that I'm also multitasking and I'm partially invested in the story, so I will do the calculations later. Yeah, like, if it goes like 20 episodes, I'm fine with that. That can work. 20, 30, 40 might be a bit iffy, I don't know. Lectures on the intricacies of Senshin Zama swordsmanship. All fabricated from my Chunibyo delusions. I talk, Lukako, down dressed in her Miko robes, listens with rapt attention. Occasionally, we take a break to sit on the shrine stairway and eat the sweet rice balls Lukako's mother brings us. Oh, I just need water. And that's how we spend an extraordinarily ordinary 4 hours.
Yoshi, 今日はここまで。
Lukako lowers her stance and slowly sheathes the demon sword Samidare. She looks beautiful and majestic standing there in her flowing white robes, sword shining in her hands. I enjoy stories like that. I find myself mesmerized once again. Lukako bows, snapping me out of it.
ありがとうございました。
20 times 8 is at least 160 hours or so. 160 hours, yeah. Yeah, that might be a bit difficult to do on stream. I might play it in my own time in that case. Because it's like, what, 80 episodes? Probably more. Thank you. Two hours, damn. Alright. I do have to play Fate Stay Night first, though, to be fair. Thank you.
ちょっとだけ強くなれた気がします。
謙遜しなくていい。今日お前は精神三魔流奥義の一つ、
はい、32 Cherry
32式さくらんぼを得得した。
Cherry Bomb。
だが過信はするな。お前はまだまだ弱いんだからな。
はい、もっともっと京馬さんに教えてもらいたいです。
Breeze feels nice after the sweat we worked up. We savor a comfortable fatigue as we drink the barley tea Lukako's mother brought for us.
久しぶりに京馬さんのお話聞けた気がします。
Actually, how long has it been from Luka's perspective? That is the question.
ここ何日か俺の意識はマニュアルという恐ろしき封印術式により不安定な状態だったのだ。
This guy. Just seeing classic Okabe back. I love it.
だがもう完全復活した。心配かけたな。
よかった。いつもの京馬さんが戻ってきてくれて。
Lukako answers happily. And then her expression turns serious as if she's made up her mind about something.
昨日僕に聞きましたよね。男だった時の記憶が残っているかって。
おう。
Lukako looks away. I see her hands fidgeting in her lap. Finally, with trembling lips, she speaks.
僕覚えているんです。
Oh, okay. Ooh. No surprise. I expected she to remember after what I experienced with Ferris.
覚えているというか、なんて言ったらいいのか。とても儚い感じ。
儚い。
はっきり思い出したわけじゃなくて、記憶の海の底の方というか、頭の
Then Lukako starts pawing at the air above and to the right of her head.
この辺にあるような感じです。
I don't really get it.
とにかく覚えているんだな。
Lukako nods.
すみません。昨日は嘘をついちゃいました。
気にするな。この俺、法王院京馬を欺いたのだから大したものだ。
そのおかげでお母さんのポケベルの番号も僕聞かなくても知っているんです。
Oh! She takes out a piece of paper upon which is written the number.
今日はどんな結果になってもこれを渡すつもりでした。
Lukako's so sweet. Aww.
それからもう一つ。
One more thing.
記憶のことと関係しているかどうかわからないんですけど、古いパソコンのありかについて。
Oh! No, that I didn't expect.
IBN5100 のことか。
はい、
Ooh.
多分そうだ
I
と思い
completely
ます。
forgot about that. True, Lukaku did seem like she knew something about the IBN 5100. Plus, Luka's dad confirmed that it was here at the shrine. And then one day it suddenly disappeared. Does Lukako know where it is now?
それが事実ならルカ子、お前は男に戻らなくても済むかもしれない。
Oh shit. But Lukako faintly shakes her head.
それは無理だと思います。
なんで？
Lukako grips my hand.
ついてきてください。案内します。
She looks into my eyes. Lukako is no longer crying. In the fading sunlight, her eyes shine with firm resolve. She brings me to Daibiru. I look up at the huge towering building.
ここに IBN5100 が。
そっちじゃなくてですね。
What? Lukako faces away from Daibiru and points to a coin locker tucked in a narrow alleyway.
去年のお正月前。
Last year? Lukako walks into the coin locker as she talks.
その時までうちの神社にあのパソコンはあったんです。
Dang, that's recent. Until New Year's? That's a contradiction. It was only 2 weeks ago that I found the IBN 5100 at Yanabayashi Shrine. Which means I really haven't returned to the original world line. Yeah, obviously.
僕のせいなんです。僕が神事のお手伝いで倉庫をお掃除していた時に誤って壊しちゃったんです。
壊した？
Lukako nods.
でももしお父さんに知られたら怒られると思って、それでこっそりここまで持ってきてコインロッカーの中に隠したんです。
よくここまで持ってこられたな。あれは尋常じゃない重さだぞ。
家にあった台車を使いました。そのせいで台車まで壊れちゃったんですけど。
Huh. Even so, it must have been hard to get it here with just a pushcart. Maybe she was running on adrenaline.
京馬さんが探してるって聞いた時、僕すごくびっくりして、本当のことずっと話そうって思ってたんですけど、嫌われるかもしれないって考えたら言い出せませんでした。
バカだな。そんなことでお前を嫌うわけがないだろう。何しろお前は俺の弟子なのだからな。
はい。
Lukako takes the locker key out of her pocket.
もう1年半以上放置したから管理会社に持っていかれちゃったかもしれませんけど。
1年半放置か。だとしたら絶望的だな。
This locker charges 2,000 yen per day. Oh, Jesus. Normally, if a coin locker goes unpaid for more than a few days, management retrieves the contents. And if the owner doesn't claim it within a month, it's usually thrown away, meaning the IBN 5100 is already... Lukako goes to the large locker at the end of the row, inserts the key, and tries the lock.
あ、鍵かかってないみたいです。
確定だな。
Sure enough, Lukako opens the door to reveal an empty locker.
すみません。
Either way, it doesn't matter. There's no point in retrieving a broken IBN 5100. But don't tell her that.
お前が責任を感じなくてもいい。俺が安易に世界を歪ませたのが一番の元凶なんだからな。
京馬さん。
Oh, wait a sec. I wonder, is there a Moa route after this? Whatever, I'll get to that. That's why I must bear the burden. Mayuri's pain, Suzu's pain, Ferris's pain. And now, LUKAKO's pain. Something occurs on me. What if I send a email telling LUKAKO not to sweep the storehouse? How would that change the world line? Ooh! With the IBN 5100 stayed at Yanabayashi Shrine ready for me to retrieve it in August as planned, part of me wants to try sending that email. If it works, LUKAKO could stay a girl. No, I mustn't give in to the temptation. Why not? My goal is to restore the world line, not warp it further. Fix the past to save Mayuri. Well, I mean, as long as you get the IBN 5100, doesn't really matter.
僕の記憶、なんだか奇妙なんです。
奇妙とは？
僕の記憶の中には、あのパソコンのことについての2つの記憶が混ざっていて、一つはパソコンを壊した僕の記憶、もう一つはそんなパソコンは全然知らないし、倉庫のお掃除もしなかった僕の記憶。
You know, I think I have a feeling. I think I have a feeling I realize what reading Steiner is based off of. You know that feeling you get when you've got like two contradicting memories? Am I the only one? Am I crazy, or has that happened? Or like, has anyone else had that before? There's like two contradicting memories in your head. Has that never happened to anyone before? Is this reading Steiner? Anyways.
男だった僕はパソコンを壊してません。倉庫の掃除の代わりに本殿のお掃除をしていたから。
So LUKAKO swept the storehouse because she became a girl. Because she swept the storehouse, she broke the IBN 5100 and deposited into the coin locker. As a result, the IBN 5100 will never reach me. Is this the butterfly effect? Yes.
やっぱり僕が男に戻るしか方法はないみたいです。
Joseon, yes, I am. I am Korean. That is correct. Kaiser, Kaiser is the German word for emperor. That has no meaning. I just thought it was a cool name. But yes, Korean. I'm initially from South Korea. That is correct. Though I'm in the United States now. Moved here when I was like, what, 5? Citizen now. Oh boy, there is so much shit I could say about that. There's so much I want to say. I don't know. I feel kind of guilty about it at sometimes, honestly. Like, a part of me still feels like I kind of have like an obligation to... Never mind. There's no longer any doubt in her eyes. There's no choice. She knew it as well as I. But I now want to know, what did Okabe say to what did Okabe say to Luka to make her fall in love with him in this timeline? LUKAKO lets go of my hand after we arrive. We spent the whole walk hand in hand. Then she turns to me.
今度こそお別れですね。
ああ。
京馬さんと修行ができて本当に良かったです。
She smiles shyly again, but her cheeks are dyed pink. I can tell she's desperately holding back her tears, but those tears hold a different meaning than the one I saw before I time leaped. At least I'd like to think so.
俺はお前に恋人らしいことは何もしてやれなかったな。
そんなことはどうでもいいですよ。
そうだった。
Sincerely relieved, because Lukako smiled for me.
まゆりちゃんのこと助けてあげてください。
So sweet. Aww.
まゆりちゃんは僕にとっても大事なお友達ですから。
ルカ子。
もう行ってください。でないと僕泣いちゃいそうで。
Oh, I know she's holding it. She's holding it in.
だからお願いします。今日までありがとうございました。こういう時は例の合言葉ですよね。エルサイこんがり。
She said it wrong.
コングルーだ。
Aww. I find myself smiling. Lukako forces a smile too.
エルサイコングルフです。
Aww, this is adorable. She bows deeply. She doesn't raise her head. It's time for me to go already. I turn back to the archway at the shrine's entrance. My feet are heavy. They won't advance. I stop in front of the stairs. Then I take out my phone.
もしもし岡部、まゆりから電話あったわよ。プンプンしてた。あんたがコミマに来る約束をすっぽかしたって。
クリスティーナ、今から言う番号を電話レンジカッコ仮に入力してくれ。
何よ、どういうことか説明して。
いいから頼む。これから D メールを送る。
I hear a sigh on the other end of the phone.
番号は
I tell her Lukako's mother's pager number with another string of numbers attached. Meat, meat, veg, veg, meat, 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 veg, veg. When she sees this, Lukako's mother will probably think it's a prank, and then she'll assume the email sent earlier was also a prank. If that doesn't change the world line, we could just try something else. Pagers in 1992 didn't display the sender's number. Lukako's mother won't know who sent it. I already told Kurisu the timer setting. Everything's ready. Hang on once I confirm the 42-inch CRT is on. I just need to call the phone wave. Name subject to change. And the world line will change. Lukako will turn back into a guy. Her memories will disappear. Mayuri won't die today. However, I hesitate to open my address book. My thoughts turn to Lukaku, who's probably still watching me from behind. If I turn around, what will I see on her face? I want to check, but I don't think she'd want that. Lukaku finally smiled for me today, but I still have lingering reservations inside. This time I'm about to sacrifice Lukaku's memories. The memories of the 17-year-old she lived as a girl on this world line. The memories of her parents who rejoiced when their daughter was born. I'm about to erase all of that. I know what a pager is. It's before my time, but I mean... I'm familiar with 90s culture. It's like the... Parents have told me about it. I've read books that contained pagers. It's like... Also, I do recall, I think they were still using I think like some like doctors and stuff were still using pagers when I was like really young back in the day. I don't know when they stopped, but yeah, it is technically before my time, but I'm familiar enough with older technology. VHS tape. VHS tape. Have I? I might have. Hold on. Wait, is that what I think it is? VHS tape. Are those DVDs? Oops, it's not search. Images. Yes, I have! Oh man, that takes me way back. Early 2000s. Yeah, no, I had these things as late as, like, when I was... I remember as late as... It was like the late 2000s? I remember seeing them as like a little kid. Oh god, that is... Those are some ancient memories in there. I remember I once accidentally like stretched out the VHS, like the DVDs too much. Yeah. Now, floppy disks, I have not seen those. I know they're the save button. That they're still around in the form of the save button, but I don't think I've ever actually... I don't remember... I'm a 90s not knowing what a VHS... Amusing for me to hear someone who's not knowing ancient territory. I know what a VHS tape is, it's just... I only, like, saw them, like, when I was really little. But yes, floppy disks, I have zero memory of. That is something you can have, but VHS tapes, I do remember those. Because they were still in use. As, when were they still in? Yeah, as a little kid. I think they were gone by the time, like, the latter half of my elementary school, though. Yeah, they stopped being a thing around then. I'm about to erase all that. If I don't, well, I will be rejecting the 17 years LUKAKO lived as a guy. I'll be rejecting the memories of his parents who rejoiced when their son was born. Even so, is it okay to turn LUKAKO back into a guy? I'm lost and cannot take another step. I've sacrificed the memory of 2 friends already. The sight of their tears is burned into my mind. Oh, oh God. Oh, that's harsh. Something soft presses against my back. LUKAKO has embraced me from behind. Whoa. Whoa! Yo! I hear faint sobbing. What expression is she making now? Even without looking, I can tell. Oh.
僕、本当は戻りたくないです。
Words are like needle stabbing into my heart.
だって。男に戻ったら岡部さんへのこの気持ち封印しなくちゃいけないから。男なのに岡部さんのこと好きでいちゃいけないと思うから。
I have nothing against homosexuals, but unfortunately, I am a heterosexual. I won't be able to answer LUKAKO's feelings if he's a guy.
それに今日の記憶も消えちゃうんですよね。
Yeah, I knew what it was. Yes, I had to like Google it just to make sure. That was a regular Blockbuster trip on the... Yeah, those are like ancient memories for me. Ancient as the Egyptian pyramids. Yeah, basically. Little fun fact, did you know that the ancient Egyptians... Did you know that Cleopatra is closer to the moon landing than she is to the pyramids? Little historical tidbit. Because Cleopatra was like, what? Like 30-something BC? The Egyptian pyramids were made in like 2300 or something BC, whereas the moon landings are in the 1960s, so... Yeah, little, tidbit of history. Memories of today will vanish too, won't they?
手をつないで一緒に
See, okay, what's kind of different with this one, and I do think that realistically, it's out of character for Okabe to stop this route now, to go onto the Luca route now, given what he's Cleopatra's. Yes, yep. It's just crazy. It trips you up a lot. the Romans are more like, to the Romans, the ancient Egyptians were about, or the ancient, well, actually that's not true. Egypt lasted a long time. The pyramids were to the Romans what the Romans are to us. That we held hand. No, but it's just like, I think the difference is with, at least with, well, with Suzuha it was a lot easier, but with Luka, it's like, what's really different about Luka here is that, like, and I can kind of see how each route works, but with this one, it's just, like, Luka really doesn't want to. Even more so than... Yep, that's true. Yeah, that we held hands and walked together.
久しぶりに二人で修行をしたことも、こうして今岡部さんの体に触れていることも忘れたくない。僕忘れたくないです。好きだから岡部さんのこと好きだから。まゆりちゃんを助けたい気持ちは僕にもあるから、しょうがないって理性では。
But if ideally we could do both, then you would choose that.
やっぱり辛いです。せめて今日の記憶だけは残しておきたかったです。こんなに辛い気持ちを味わうって知ってたなら。
Oh yeah, I also know that early ones had golden capstones, so that it would literally look like a beam of light is coming out of the pyramid. But later versions replaced the golden capstones with the golden capstones looked the golden capstones were replaced with like obsidian or marble ones later on because they didn't reasons. Also, pyramids were only really built during, like, a very specific part of Egyptian history during the Old Kingdom. And I also... But, yeah, I've found this really banger-ass image of, like, a bunch of Roman legions standing before the pyramids as they just gaze upon... Yes! But I believe that during, like, the, like, early modern period, the Ottomans, like, decide to strip away all the limestone because they wanted to... They wanted to build, like, use it for their own stuff. But yeah, the Standy Weatherstone was never meant to be exposed. That was always like the interior. Well, yeah, yes. I am familiar with that. What we're seeing today is like the interior structure of the pyramid. It's like, or the interior, like the skin of the pyramids are gone. They got rid of the skin, and it's just muscle. I don't know. The metaphor's breaking down. If I would have known it would have hurt this much.
女の子になりたいなんて願うんじゃなかった。
Luka, god damn it. It always fucks me up so much, like, when you have to, like, whenever jump in these routes. Like, my god. Mam looks old. I see. Yeah, that sounds about right. This is also why the Egyptian language is extinct, because the, Oh, the Mamluks were medieval, weren't they? Not early modern. But yes, the Egyptian language is also extinct because of this. Like, I've always found that to be so, like, so depressing. Like, it's still in use as, like, a liturgical language amongst the Copts, which is, like, basically the Egyptian Christians. But, like, outside of that, the ancient Egyptian language, which has, which, the language of the pyramid builders, the language that, and that would have been in use by, like, the Roman period, the Cleopatra period, like, all the Ptolemaic period, the Roman period, and, like, even to the early modern medieval period, is gone. It's just, the old Egyptian language is extinct. No one speaks it. People know how to speak it, but it's like, it's not there anymore, which is sad. But not as sad as this! Holy shit! Well, actually, I don't know. I guess it's a different kind of sad. Jesus, then I would have never wished to become a girl in the first place.
LUKAKO.
God damn it, and this is where the route starts.
すみません。そんなことはどうでもいい気持ちですよね。
It matters. Hold on. I usually avoid fucking around with like the avatar expressions because it like apparently pressing control skips text on this thing and that's how I'm supposed to do it, but I don't know. I feel like I have to express my feelings here, you know? I tabbed out and did it. Yeah. Honestly, what we're talking about right now deserves like its own video. It's like there, and honestly, it's so Egyptians consider themselves Arabs. Well, it's actually a bit more complicated than that. But yeah, it's complicated. Like, I know that there are some Egyptians that like try to emphasize their Arabic heritage. It's not as severe as with like say Iraq, whereas like a lot of Iraqis are genetically descended from like the Mesopotamians, but like they're completely Arabized. Whereas Egypt still has like some like Egypt isn't like some people do still sort of like try to. Like, Egypt will get pissed at you if you call them Arabs, but they'll also get pissed if you don't call them Arabs. That's what, like, an Egyptian friend of mine told me. But anyways, yeah. I'm sorry. I know that to you, it matters not, right? Yeah, new senses. I'm glad you're a fellow history nerd like me. I know that it matters not, right? No, it does matter.
お前が男に戻っても俺にとってルカ子はルカ子だそれは変わらない
Yeah, the Spanish, Portuguese, Latin. They spread Latin, and that's why they speak Spanish instead of native Iberian. Which is kind of depressing. I'm glad the Basques are still around, though.
はい。そう言ってもらえて嬉しいです。岡部さん。メール送ってください。
LUKAKO. She's so sweet. She's so sweet.
お願いします。早く。送って。これ以上岡部さんのぬくもりを感じていたら僕もっと嫌なこと言っちゃいそうだから
Jesus.
もう気持ちを我慢できなくなっちゃうから
だが
Is this really okay?
岡部さんお願い
I'm about to sacrifice someone again. Is this my place to make that decision? My fingers tremble around my phone. LUKAKO embraces those trembling fingers with her own.
僕のこと覚えている
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
はあ
We're seeing the. Oh shit! Oh shit! Here it is. Here it is. I'll just keep it neutral. This is kind of difficult, annoying to fumble with. It's just one call to the phone wave. I can send a message to Luca's mother's pager.
女の子だった僕のこと
Yes, that is true. France was Gallic, and they don't speak Gallic anymore. Spain was Gallic. Huh, interesting. I know that there's some, like, non-Indo-European languages. Like, fun fact, Basque is the only non-Indo-European language left in Europe. I do know that Etruscan which Latin takes a lot of influence from, is also non-Indo-European, which is very interesting because a lot of words like military or general, like a lot of like military terms come from Etruscan, meaning that Latin, which is a lot of Latin terms actually come directly from non-Indo-European. Like a lot of military terms we have today come from non-Indo-European. That's what I mean. I just think that's so interesting. Because despite Indo-European dominating, like one of the Indo-European languages that was the most successful was Latin, and that sort of absorbed so many Etruscan, aka non-Indo-European elements, that it ended up sort of, despite being the language that killed so much, you know, non-Indo-European languages, it also propagated another in its own way. Yes, Celtic languages are Indo-European, but it's still kind of sad how, like, I know Welsh has an uptick. Brittonic, Welsh, Irish, they're trying to revive the language. I don't know how successful they are. Welsh is having a big uptick. Cornish is also being revived. I really don't know about Breton. If I make the call.
たった4日間だけ恋人だった僕のこと。
はあ、ダメだ、できない。
Oh.
岡部さん。
Oh, here we go.
どうして
It's happening. We're on the Luka route. That's what this episode's gonna be.
もう嫌なんだ。
It's happening.
誰かの思い出を犠牲にするのは。
I've already trampled on Suzuha and Ferris's memories. Turned a blind eye to all their suffering, all the while telling myself it was to save Mayuri. I justified it by telling myself I would carry their burdens, but that was just a convenient excuse.
俺にはそんな権利ないんだ。
I fall to my knees, unable to stand. The only way to save Mayuri is to send this D-mail. There's no alternative. Even so, I don't have the right to race Lukako's entire life as a girl. I can't do such an arrogant thing. More than anything, I don't want to lose Lukako beside me right now.
岡部さん。
Mayuri can't be saved. Mayuri's death is fate. No matter how many world lines I cross, convergence will occur. Mayuri will die no matter what. I'm tired of it all. Mayuri, I'm sorry. My ego wasn't strong enough to sacrifice everything for your sake. Yes, new senses, that is true. I guess it does make sense that Spain... Well, yes, I do know Spain wasn't, like, unified under a single language. Like, there was no singular Iberian... I do recall Celtic Iberian now that you mention it, actually. But yes, the Celts are the native peoples of France, of Britain, of Ireland... And I do believe they would have spread into Spain as well, logically speaking. And the Basques were the only ones that kind of held out against the Celts. And the Celts got invaded themselves later on by the Romans and the Germans, the Germanic peoples in Britain. The Anglo-Saxons replaced them. And the Anglo-Saxons got decapitated by the Normans, but they didn't quite, like... The Normans themselves weren't really successful in wiping out their culture like they were like the Celts, like the Anglo-Saxons did to the... I could talk for hours about history, honestly. There is so much I could say. Mayuri, Oh, and the last memory Mayuri's gonna have is that she got stood up in Kamima. Oh no. Most of Britain, France, and Belgium. Well, yes, I know the French were the Gauls. Belgium, that makes sense. That makes sense. Ego wasn't strong enough to sacrifice everything for your sake. The first day of Kamima has ended. A few Otako warriors linger to check their spoils before beginning their odyssey home. Otherwise, Ariake is silent and still, as if the crowded LUKAKO and I saw this afternoon was a lie. Kamima runs for 3 days straight, but already feels like the end of a festival. Of course, this silence is just for tonight. Tomorrow, people will come to fill this spacious promenade once again. My hand clutches at my chest. Mayuri will die in less than an hour. I'm not ready. Even so, I want to be with her in her final moments. I won't let her leave this world alone. That's why I came right after leaving the shrine. She should still be in Ariake somewhere. I contacted both Mayuri and Daru by mail. If they're still in Ariake, they should be here any minute now.
LUKAKO.
She doesn't have to say. I know exactly what she means. There's one thing I could say. This is my choice. You don't have to worry about a thing. I know that a mail won't be enough to stop LUKAKO from blaming herself, but I have to send it all the same, if only to strengthen my own resolve. Memories from this morning rise unbidden. Mayuri stopped by the lab on the way to Kamima. I was dozing on the couch. Suddenly, the darkness was burned away by light. Squinting against the fluorescent radiance, I raised my head to see who had entered. Mayuri was there, tugging a suitcase.
いや、寝ていたわけじゃない。
I'd been up all night trying to solve the problem of my last date with LUKAKO.
前よりは随分早いな。
God damn it, you really have to rub this in, don't you? Game. You really gotta do this to me, don't you, game? She took a sandwich and some potato salad from her convenience store bag.
これから小見間に行くのか。そうか。
ルカちゃんとどこ行ってきたの？楽しいデートはできたかな？昨日からルカちゃんメールに返事してくれないんだ。
ルカ子にメールしたのか？
マユシーはちょっと心配なのです。
The day before, LUKAKO burst into tears barely 5 minutes after we met up. Then we parted ways. That's why I couldn't give Mayuri an answer.
もしかしてまたルカちゃんのこと泣かせちゃったの？そうだとしたらね、マユシーは悲しいよ。
悲しい？
悲しい。だってね、ルカちゃんはマユシーのお友達だもん。
It was Mayuri's last day alive, and also LUKAKO's last day together with me. I asked myself, could I really let it end with both of them sad? Let it end? What right did I have to decide when it ends? My arrogance makes me want to vomit. And then, well, as if to rely on Mayuri, I began to tell her my new plan.
お前は今日ずっと小見間会場にいるのか？
いるけど、どうして？
ルカ子を連れて行ってもいいか？
Mayuri smiled happily, took some milk out of the refrigerator to wash down the sandwich, and then began to enjoy her breakfast.
ルカ子にコスプレをしてもらう件はどうなった？
結局ね、説得はできなかったよ。嫌がってるのに無理やり着せたりしてね、トラウマになっちゃったら良くないもん。
So basically, she gave up.
でもね、ルカちゃんに小見間に来てもらうっていうのはいいアイデアかも。そこで雰囲気を見てもらったら、ルカちゃんもやってみようかなって思うようになるかな。 そしたら次の冬のコミマでいいからコスプレしてくれないかな。
God damn it.
どうだろうな。
Do you like the physics? Yeah. Good. The Everettian interpretation. I think it makes for a great story, and that's ultimately what my biggest concern is. And, you know, the fact that apparently it's realistic, or at least by... It's technically not... You know, technically, there's nothing... Technically, the physics behind it is sound is like a bonus as well. A cherry on top, I guess.
そうなってくれるといいな。ねえねえ、本当に今日ルカちゃんを連れてきてくれる？
ああ、
オカリンもマユシーの作ったコス見に来てくれる？
そういうことになる。
本当に2人に来てもらえるならね、とっても嬉しいよ。
Mayuri packed her costumes into the suitcase.
じゃあもう行かなきゃ。絶対来てね。ずっと待ってるからね。今日だけじゃなくて明日も来たいって
God damn it!
頑張って
Mayuri,
案
god
内
damn it.
するから。
God damn it. Oh, damn. I can hear my teeth grinding. Jesus, Okabe. I really like the many world. Yeah, same here, honestly. I think it's great. Oh, God. I know it's kind of hard for me to say this, because I'm not a writing channel, but Steins Gate has given me, like... Steins Gate plus a few other animes has given me, like, a major inspiration to write, like, a story. I haven't mentioned this before to you, but I'm a story writer, and I'm coming up with, like, new stories and writing stuff all the time. And as I was playing this game, a new story idea just popped into my head, just like that. Like, plot, world, character. It's just, it all just clicked together, and I was like, boom! A new world just generated in my head, and I'm still sort of, like, figuring out the kinks for it, because I've got, like, 15 different story ideas in my head at once. Unfortunately. But, yes, this is definitely one of those worlds. Like, this is definitely one of those things I, you know... I really like the concept. I think it's great. I knew whether Mayuri would get to see tomorrow depended entirely on my actions. If this day has gone as planned, my status as LUKAKO's temporary... Yes! Yes, that's true. That's true. You're absolutely right. I do. It just happens. The problem is, I'm not very focused. Like, it's difficult. I'm good at coming up with world building and characters. Plot is kind of, which is, you know, if world building is like the big scale and characters is like the small scale, you need the story, the plot, the medium scale, and that's kind of where I have trouble. Because, like, I'm coming out with putting plot threads in my stories. Like, there's so many potential plot threads in my stories, but the moment I actually sit down and start writing it out, it all just becomes ass. That's the problem. If this day had gone as planned, well, my status as Lukako's temporary boyfriend would have come to a close. Lukako would have gone back to being a guy. Mayuri would survive the night. She'd go to Kamima tomorrow without a care in the world.
オカリン、どうかした？
Mayuri, sweetheart. Mayuri looked at me quizzically. She's always been sensitive to changes in my demeanor. So I put on a smile and responded as Hoin Kiyoma!
問題ない。世界を支配する機関といかに対決するかについて
Hell yeah!
少し思いを馳せていただけだ。
But, like, you know there's a lot of sadness behind that statement.
昼間、有明で会おう。
うん、待ってるね。
Mayuri didn't leave right away. She just stood in front of the door looking at me.
マユシーだったらいつでも何でも相談に乗るからね。
マユリ。
じゃあ行ってきまーす。
Mayuri, I feel like this is the game's way of punishing you for, you know, not following through with your resolve. But I'm a completionist. I need to see all the scenes. Mayuri cheerfully flew out the door, suitcase in hand like the white rabbit in Wonderland. The sound of her footsteps gradually faded away. Now alone, I took a deep breath. The time limit was 13 hours after that point in time. In those 13 hours, I was to return Lukako to manhood. I thought I had to change her back, but now...
Okari?
A voice calls me back to the present. There's Mayuri dragging her suitcase. Daro isn't with her. She's probably upset. After that, I completely stood her up on the promise we made this morning.
来てくれたんだ。でもちょっと遅いよ。マユシーはずっと待ってたのに。
God damn it. God damn it. God damn it.
すごく寂しかったの。
God damn it. Ugh.
すまない。
I can't look Mayuri in the eye. As Mayuri was waiting in vain, I was making the worst possible decision for her. I chose not to turn Lukaku back. I chose not to save Mayuri. No, let's not beat around the bush. I chose to let her die. It's not that I don't want to save her, I do, but I can't bring myself to make the unnecessary sacrifice.
ルカちゃんは
来ていない。
また泣かせちゃったの？
いや。
My thoughts are a jumble. Her every word seemed an accusation. Of course, I know that's not her intent. Even if she knows what I've done, this innocent childhood friend of mine doesn't have a bitter bone in her body. It's my guilty conscience changing Mayuri's words into swords stabbing straight through the heart. But even so, I can no longer change the past. I don't want to change it, so I have no other choice. No other choice but to accept the death this world so desires. If I were a normal man, I would have had to accept Mayuri's death whether I liked it or not. I wouldn't have been able to try to avert it. But by chance I acquired the power of a god. It allowed me to try again and again. If anything, I should be grateful for the opportunity I was given.
おかり？
I can't let Mayuri sense my unease. She can always tell when something's bothering me. 10 minutes left. I want her to spend them happy and carefree. That's the least I could do for her. So I put on the mask of Hoin Kyoma just as I did for Lukako.
案ずるなマユリ。俺とルカ子は至って順調。あの秋葉原の先森たる巫女とは強い縁で結ばれているのだ。そう、俺とルカ子は離れたくも離れられない運命なのだよ。
Lame. Knights of Sidonia. I've heard of Knights of Sidonia. Doesn't necessarily plan everything in advance. He just lets his thoughts guide his process. I feel like I'm kind of like in between. I plan things out, like the first half of things out, get lazy, and I just follow the plan halfway through, and then just wing it second halfway through. That's kind of how I do it. When it comes to writing stories, I usually write the beginning, and then I write the end. I write some scenes in the middle, and then I just kind of try to join them all together. That's kind of how I do it.
そして今日、この俺の IQ170 を誇る灰色の脳細胞を持って、ルカ子に笑顔を蘇らせた。
I wonder what Rintaro Okabe's IQ actually is.
あいつは言った。俺と一緒に修行ができて楽しかった。とな。
As soon as those words leave my lips, I realize my mistake. That makes it sound like I broke my promise to Mayuri just so I could give Lukako a fun time, doesn't it? Well, I suppose that is what happened. But Mayuri didn't need to know that.
本当？よかった。
But Mayuri, innocent as she is, just gives me a happy, relieved smile.
じゃあ、オカリンとルカちゃんは別れたりすることもないんだね。
Oh, god damn it. There isn't. There isn't.
ああ、別れない。
Actually, our temporary relationship has already ended. That was our agreement. But I don't think I need to tell Mayuri that.
そっか。これでマユシーは
Oh,
安心してコミマ
the
に
stress.
集中できるよ。
Oh, god damn it. Don't say that.
マユリは明日も参加するのか。
そうだよ。3日連続なの。
I shouldn't have asked. I fight the urge to check my phone. Last time I checked it was about 7 p.m. I don't have the guts to check again. I don't want the seconds to tick down to Mayuri's death.
ダルくん遅いね。あのね、さっき電話したらまだ近くにいるって言ってたよ。
And there's probably not a lot of people around, to be fair.
別に置いていってもいいんだがな。
もうちょっと待ってみようよ。
That's what Mayuri wants, then I won't deny her. Besides, I don't want Mayuri's last moments to be on a crowded train or bus, but rather somewhere where she can see the stars. Not that I have any right to choose her place of death.
ねえねえ、なんとかしてルカちゃんにコスプレしてもらえないかな。
Why don't you know what you want to write in between? I don't know, it's just... Beginnings and endings are easy to make. Beginnings and endings are easy to make, and I have like the vague, there's like the beginning and the ending is very like, I'm very good at like making very clear beginnings and very clear endings, but like the in-between part is where it all gets hazy for me and I have to like work out at like chiseling it out. It's kind of like a piece of marble, right? It's like a giant piece of marble and I have to carve out a statue. But making the head, I'm good at making the head and making the feet, but I'm not so good at making the middle. That's my metaphor. But honestly, I actually don't think that starting with the ending is such a bad idea, because I think that's a lot of the problem with so many animes, is that the author knows the beginning, and he's got such a powerful beginning, he's got a powerful concept, but he doesn't know how the ending works. And I think that's honestly like a flaw of a lot of works, is that if you don't know how your story is going to end, the story is usually going to lack direction. I'm not saying that stories that do have an ending lack direction. Also, honestly, that's... Sometimes I feel like my own stories also lack direction despite that, but I feel like having a clear end goal is very important because it allows your story to have a direction. It allows your story to build up to something. And again, there are flaws with this approach too, but I think it's a valid approach because having like a clear direction, like a clear end point, so knowing where to send your story, like what direction you want your story to be going in, is very important. Or I don't know, that's what my film teacher also said, that like, you know, it's best to have like an ending. And I agree with that take because that's how I've always done it. So try and wing it, write a short story. Yeah, that's what I do. That's exactly what I do. That's my style. That's my writing style. That's what I do. That's what I do. Hey, do you think we can convince Luka-chan to cosplay somehow?
どうやって説得すればいいんだろうね。
Mayuri's mood is completely healed. Why is she so happy? Did she remember something? Did she hear something pleasing somewhere in this conversation? Was it knowing things that are going well between me and Lukako? Or was it that I kept my promise to come here after all? I don't know. But seeing Mayuri's happy smile makes my heart ache.
ルカちゃんがキラリちゃんのコスプレしたらね、絶対似合うと思うんだ。ルカちゃんってね、マユシーがドキドキしちゃうくらい可愛いもん。世界中の人たちにね、ルカちゃんの可愛さを知ってもらいたいってオカリンも思うよね。
You absolute sweetheart.
あ、それともルカちゃんは自分だけのものって思ってるのかな。でもね、独り占めはダメだよ。マユシーだってルカちゃんにキュンキュンしたいよ。
ああ。
別にマユリの好きにしたらいい。ルカ子は俺のものじゃないんだから。
そっか、よかった。
Mayuri, you sweetheart.
それにね、ルカちゃんにコスプレしてもらいたい理由はもう一つあるんだよ。
Mayuri is awfully obsessed with Lukako today. Come to think of it, Mayuri has done nothing but talk about Lukako for these past 4 days, ever since Lukako and I started dating.
ルカちゃんって普段おとなしいでしょ。あんまり自分の意見も言おうとしないし、コスプレするとね、普段の自分とは別の自分になれるんだよ。
That's what I like about cosplay. I don't think I've ever told you guys before, but I cosplayed do Halloween costumes count as cosplays? There are lots of different writers. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that. There are lots of different writers. Yes, that's true. When you cosplay, you become someone other than yourself.
だからね、最初は恥ずかしいかもしれないけど、ルカちゃんも一度やればきっと新しいルカちゃんを見つけられると思うんだ。
The thing is, I only know the ending of like the anime, right? So actually a lot of these like alternate routes for me is like fresh territory for me because I don't know what's contained in these endings. Many advices could be project. Yes, I think that's why I just agreed with my film screenwriting teacher's advice so much because that's, as I said, that's exactly how I write. But it might not work for others. And I understand the limitations of my own writing style and how they could, like, you know... Honestly, it really depends. Like, if it works, right? Ah, God, my throat.
そしたらね、今より積極的な性格になってね、もしかすると
Damn.
オカリンをお尻に敷いちゃうかもしれないよ。
My ear, you get your mind out of the gutter. She really does care for LUKAKO. And yet, I know all of her hopes and dreams are in vain. Suddenly, Mayuri falls silent. She looks up and raises her hand above her head, as if to catch the stars twinkling in the night sky. Stardust handshake.
星は見えるか?
You can see the stars more clearly in Ariake than Akiba. If only these stars would answer her call. If only she could melt into their embrace. What salvation would that be? In the past, when she has reached for the sky, she has always pulled her hand back down to earth, as if to keep her from floating away. But today, I don't dare. What does Mayuri think about when she reaches for the starry sky? I've never asked her. Perhaps now's the time.
なあ、前より。
おーい、オカリン、マユシ。
Daru runs up to us, calling our names.
ああ、ダルくん、遅いよ。
あ、悪い悪い。いやー、戦利品の確認に手間取ったでござる。
Daru's backpack is filled to the brim. He's also carrying 5 paper bags illustrated with moe drawings. Such zeal! Oh my god. All my anime stuff, I'm not like a crazy otaku. I don't like keep like mountain piles of that stuff, but there's so much stuff in there. Or there's not so much stuff. There's like what, 4 pieces of merch in my drawer. No, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Yes, these ones. 1, 2, wait, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got like 6 pieces of merch in my drawer. None of them were too expensive, but from like Comic-Con, here and there, I've been to a few cons.
じゃあ、帰ろっか。
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Maya gets up to lead the way and we start heading towards the train station. The direct shuttle bus to Akiba has already ended its service.
今日も暑くて死ぬかと思ったっつーの。コスプレ会場はどうだったん？
風が気持ちよかったよ。
まあ、マユシは自分でコスプレするわけじゃないしな。
Exactly. Oh, there's no next time. God damn it.
つうか、オカリンいつ来たん？なんか買った？
いや。
おやおや、なんか暗くね？彼女持ちのリア充のくせに、なぜにそんな顔してやがりますか？
オカリン？どうかし...
Mayuri's voice is abruptly cut short. Her suitcase falls to the ground with a thud. It's time. Mayuri presses her hand to the center of her chest. Her face contorts in pain. I see it happen in slow motion, frame by frame. Slowly, slowly, she starts to fall. It's so sudden. And so I fail to catch her in time. Mayuri falls to the ground. What got her?
マユシ
I can't move. I can't breathe. Strangely, I feel no sorrow. All I feel is guilt. I knew this would happen. I could have prevented it. The one who killed Mayuri is me.
マ
What?
ユシどうしたんだよ
Wait, what happened? Dara tosses his bag and runs to Mayuri's side. He lifts her up and slaps her cheeks a bit. I kept watching as if merely a bystander.
息してない
Wait, what happened?
何これなんだよこれ
What the hell?
オカリンマユシがなんか変だよ
死んだんだ。
What could be the cause? A heart attack? She wasn't killed this time, that's a relief. At least Mayuri died in one piece.
死んだってそんな嘘だろだって今の今まで普通に話してたし
What the hell?
おいマユシ起きろよドッキリかドッキリだろ僕を騙してどうしようってんだよ
誰？
Put my hand on Dara's shoulder to calm him down.
マユリは死んだ。
What? Dara turns pale. Her lips tremble when he looks at Mayuri's face in disbelief.
救急車を呼ぼう。
なんでこんなつうかお前なんでそんな平然とした顔してんだよ死んだんだぞもう帰ってこないんだぞ分かってんのかオカリン
分かってる。
分かってるじゃなくてさマユシが息をしてないんだよなあ
Dara's the only one acting normal here.
俺は見殺しにした。
は
I kneel beside Mayuri.
俺はマユリを助けられなかった。
I reach out to Mayuri's motionless
い
body.
や違う。救わなかった。
I embrace her tightly.
見捨てたんだ。俺はマユリを。
I look up to the starry sky as Mayuri always did. The tears don't come. Maybe I've gotten used to it. That is true, though. Also, he's been through this a lot of time. Honestly, to be fair, I am the sort of type person to be like this in shock as well myself. I will admit. Or maybe it's because I'm not worthy to mourn her. What fills my heart is emptiness. I've been leaning against the wall, hugging both knees. I don't remember how long I've been here. How much time has passed since Mayuri's death? I didn't go to the vigil or to the funeral. How could I be when I'm the one who killed her? I don't want to see anything or anyone. Even breathing is hard now, and yet I have no choice but to face this emptiness, this heart-rending guilt, and accept what I've done. This is my duty now. Someone pulls the curtain open. Light shines in from the lounge. A girl is standing there, silhouetted against the light. As soon as I realize who it is, I turn away and prepare to block out the noise.
岡部、もう3日もそうやってるけど、せめて何か食べたら。あんた、知ってたんでしょ？
Oh, shit!
マユリが、あの日、死ぬこと。どうしてタイムリープしないの？あんたならマユリを助けるためにタイムリープマシンを使うこともためらわない。
He has.
私はそう予測してた。そもそも漆原さんの性別を男にして IBN5100 を取り戻すっていう計画はどうなったの？あんたはマユリを助けるためにその計画を実行に移してた。いや、それとももしかしてあんたはすでに IBN5100 を取り戻して別の世界線へと移動した後とか？ここに残されているのは岡部倫太郎の残滓、あまり、そして世界はパラレルワールドとして ここでは真由里が助からなかった未来が継続する。
IBN5100 は取り戻さなかった。
My voice is hoarse, perhaps because I haven't spoken in 3 days.
どういうこと？
ルカ子を男に戻すことは俺にはできなかった。だから運命を受け入れた。
Rintaro. No, that makes it sound like I wasn't responsible.
真由里を見殺しにした。
I hear Krisu gasp. Why did I confess? It's not something I should confess so easily. It's like admitting to murder. It should have been a secret between Lukako and me. And yet, do I want to be blamed? Would that make me feel better? Herbs to live with his bottled up kid. At this point, I'd welcome condemnation. Krisu isn't one to mince words. I'm sure she'd tell me exactly what a worthless human being I am. However,
ご飯食べる？
Krisu's kind. She's not a bad person. Krisu betrays my expectations.
カップ麺でよければ作るけど。それとも何か買ってくる？
責めろよ。真由里を殺した俺に怒れよ。
怒りたい気持ちはあるけどやめとく。私がとやかく言う必要はないみたいだから。過去に戻って因果率をねじ曲げようとすることこそおこがましい行為なのかもしれないし。というより怒れるわけないよ。あんたは因果の輪から外れて存在として孤立してまで
Aww.
ずっと一人で頑張ってきた。
Krisu. Krisu. This is why she's best girl.
だからあんたの苦しみは誰にもわからないし、あんたの選択の意味は誰からも理解されない。
Kurisu. Kurisu. This is why she's best girl.
そんなあんたを一度もタイムリープしてない私が責められるわけない。
This is why she's best girl, lads.
なんでそんなに物分かりがいいんだ。
I clutch my knees.
物分かりがいいわけじゃない。あんたがタイムリープで真由里を助けよう
You
と決
got
めたその
matching
時
hair.
に
Oh shit, I do.
誰からも分かってもらえないと覚悟したはず。
We do. Red hair. Well, technically mine's more of an orange, but you know. Whether you chose to save my area with a time leap machine, you must have known that no one would ever understand.
だったらそれを甘んじて受けなさい。そうすればあんたは自分がしたことの意味について忘れることはないから。
So in other words, she's telling me to suffer on my own. What a cruel woman.
ただあんたはあんたが取った選択によって助けたもう一人の子について
Ooh!
責任を取るべきよ。
Asuka Langley. Yeah, I guess, I guess I do have the Asuka hair. Sort of. The kind of orange? Yeah, that's what it is. Asuka orange. You should take responsibility for the girl you did save. Exactly. This is why I'm saying Kurisu is the best girl. This is why we all love Kurisu.
真由里は死んだわ。残念だけど、残念っていう言葉だけじゃ足りないぐらい悲しいけど、
Yeah.
とにかく真由里はもういない。世界の収束、世界の意志には逆らえなかった。でもあの子は今も生きてる。あんたのおかげで女の子として生きてる。そしてあんたと同じように孤立して苦しんでると思う。
She's spitting facts right here.
あの子の苦しみを理解してあげられるのは共犯者である岡部だけでしょ。
Kurisu's so real for
反
this.
射。
I knew you'd pull no punches, Maki-se Kurisu. Lukako's image floats through my mind. She used to be a guy. But now she's a girl, and she'll live as a girl from now on. I'm the one who chose that future for LUKAKO. When I imagine her frail smile, I feel like that spring has come to thaw the frozen soil of my heart. I can't bear to lose LUKAKO too. In that case, I know what I must do.
ありがとう、クリス。
The thought of LUKAKO was... LUKAKO is... Have you seen my video on Dondiris? Honestly, LUKAKO is more my type. Realistically speaking. I've always liked the Dondiri. That's who I'm into, but I don't know. Just because the Dondiri tends to be more my type doesn't mean I'm always going to gravitate towards them no matter what. Like, there are cases where I I choose the girl that isn't the Dondiri just because, you know, the Dondiri is poorly written. In this case, I think LUKAKO is a well-written character, but I think Karisu's writing is just so top-notch that, like, you know.
お前と話せてよかった。
Alright, that's enough of the sad face. I'm still tearing up inside, don't get me wrong, but I figure having this face forever would get tiring for y'all. As I enter the courtyard, I can almost feel the heat slowly drain away. But yes, do go check out Behind the Canvas. If you go to my channel, you can, you should do that after the stream, though. Or after you finish watching this video, if you're watching this as a VOD, which is where most of my views come from, fun fact. After I enter my courtyard, I can feel the heat slowly drain away. Beside the main building stands a large tree. Its branches, its branches, coated with vibrant leaves, sway in the gentle breeze. The shrine is cooler than the streets of Akihabara proper. Maybe it's because Kanada River is so close. As usual, the shrine is empty. I find myself standing before the offering box, gazing into the inner sanctum. I wonder if it's LUKAKO's home. Her family should be here too. How should I call for her? Just then, the wind suddenly lets up, and the sound of rustling trees stops for a bit. In the silence, I hear someone sobbing. It sounds like it's coming from behind the main building. I slowly head towards the sound. Kako's there sitting on the grass, hugging her knees as she cries. Samidare is in her hands.
ルカコ。
Kako looks at me with wet eyes. Wait, new sense, were you talking about me or were you talking about Okabe? Kako looks at me with wet eyes, but immediately afterwards she buries her face into her knees. Then her shoulders start shaking once more.
昨日まゆりちゃんの告別式に行ってきました。みんな泣いてました。まゆりちゃんって本当にたくさんの人から愛されてたんだなって。もちろん僕もまゆりちゃんのこと大好きでした。僕かなり人見知りする性格だけど、まゆりちゃんは変わらずに明るく接してくれて。
Well, I guess you're right. But the thing is, and this is a problem I have with a lot of self-inserts in anime as a whole. In VNs, I suppose it's kind of unavoidable, but, like, honestly, a lot of the time, I feel like harem protagonists... This is a completely different issue, by the way. I might make a video about this on Behind the Canvas sometime, but I can't seem to really relate to modern harem protagonists that well. Like, my personality is not even that similar to them half the time. And, like, their circumstances aren't very relatable. This is why older harem protagonists of, like, well-written harems tend to be a bit better, because they're either more relatable, or at the very least, they tend to be a bit more, like... They're easier to, like, connect to. Or they have, like, more of a character. So, like, even if they're not me, per se, I don't know. I do admit, of all the anime protagonists, I think Okabe is the person with the personality the most similar to mine. But I still feel like there's a lot of critical differences that kind of like make me kind of cringe whenever he does something stupid. Though to be fair, again, I can't criticize him too much. After all, who knows, maybe I'd react the same way if I was in his position. I'm not really good with people, but she was always so nice to me.
僕にとって一番大好きな友達だったんです。
Yeah, I agree. The first person view sucks you more into the story. Yeah, no, that's definitely true. I lost the word I was about to say. All I could do is sit silently next to Lukako.
なのにねえ岡部さん、僕たちどうして生きてるんでしょう。まゆりちゃんは死んじゃったのに。
Did she just have a heart attack?
僕は
I'm confused.
こうして今も女の子のまま。
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm still a girl. Now that she remembers being a guy, Lukako's beginning to have gender identity issues. I have no idea how that feels. Just as Kurisu says, Lukako is disconnected from causality too.
僕がこうして何も変わらずここにいる。
You know, technically, there's nothing that's stopping you from, like, doing that right freaking now.
いけないことのような気がするんです。
Like, technically, you can do it right now. You can, like, it's possible. It's possible.
そんなことはない。
I try to cheer up with those meaningless words, but Lukako shakes her head in denial.
岡部さん、なんとかまゆりちゃんを助ける方法。
I feel like this is the route that, like,
あり
tries
ま
to,
せん
like...
か。
Like, I feel like this is the one route that tries to get you to, like, go back the most. Like, with the Ferris route, yeah, once you committed to that route, there's no way out. But this one, there is so... I feel like they're giving us a chance right now. I know they're not, but it's just...
無理だ。
そんな。
Still crying, Lukako stands and pleads with me.
考えましょうよ。僕、まゆりちゃんが助かるためなら何だってします。まゆりちゃんから前に聞いたことがあります。岡部さんは時間を遡る装置を作ったって。
Is she talking about the time leap machine?
それを使えば。
無理なんだ。
時間を遡れば何か方法が。
方法はない。
I made that firm declaration with a hung head and clenched fists.
残酷なことかもしれないが、俺たちはまゆりの死を受け入れて、それでも生きていくしかないんだよ。
諦めちゃダメですよ。どうして諦められるんですか。まゆりちゃんが亡くなって悲しくないんですか。
とにかく方法はないんだ。
嫌です。僕はまゆりちゃんに死んでほしくない。
ルカコ。
I grab her shoulders and look straight into her eyes.
俺がそう簡単に諦めたと思うか。
岡部さん。
あいつは俺にとっても大事な幼馴染だったんだ。諦められるわけがないだろう。考えたさ。死ぬほど考えて、もがいてもがいて、どんな手を使ってでも助けようとしたさ。だが無理だった。世界はあいつの死を望んだ。俺がどれだけそれを回避しようとしても、そんな俺を嘲笑うかのように世界はまゆりを奪っていった。 マユリを助けるために他の人間の思いだって犠牲にした。傷つけてでもマユリを助けるために俺はやってきた。だがそれも限界だ。もう無理なんだ。
No, there's something I could do. There's still things I could do to save Mayuri, but I chose none of them. Theoretically, it's not impossible, but it is impossible for me.
ごめんなさい。僕、岡部さんの気持ちちっとも考えてませんでした。だけど無理なはずないですよ。もう一つだけ
Seriously,
方法が残ってるじゃないですか。
I feel like this is a route that's like, I feel like the route itself is trying to like, ironically enough, push myself back onto like the main route.
僕が男に戻れば。
それはダメだ。
Why? There's no meaning to our choice if we did that. I choose Lukaku over Mayuri. Ultimately, there's all there is to it.
お願いします、岡部さん。僕、まゆりちゃんを犠牲にしてまで女でいたくないです。
I mean, like, you still have... The choice hasn't been made yet. You have a time machine, Okabe. Like, as much as I want to see the end of this rep... Oopsies. I didn't mean to close that.
まゆりちゃんを助けてあげて。
俺はお前を男には戻さない。
どうしてですか。
俺がそれを選んだんだ。もうこれ以上俺のエゴのために誰かを傷つけることはできない。それに元の世界線に戻ったところでマユリの死を回避できるかどうかは絶対じゃないんだ。俺はその低い確率のために誰かの思いを。だからもういいんだ。
岡部さん、でもこんなの許されないです。僕は僕という存在に耐えられないんです。僕が女の子であるということがまゆりちゃんの死の上に成り立ってるなんてこと、これから一生受け止めて生きていくなんてこと、そのことが重すぎて押しつぶされちゃいそうなんです。ねえ、どうしてあの時18年前のお母さんのポケベルにメールを送ってくれなかったんですか。どうしてまゆりちゃんじゃなくて僕なんかを選んでくれたんですか。
お前は何も負い目を感じることはない。すべては俺の選択だ。マユリを殺したのは俺なんだ。だから罪は俺がすべて被る。
I am the one with the power of a god. I am the one who chose Mayuri's fate. Therefore, I am the one who must bear the responsibility.
それに お前にも幸せになってほしいって思っている。
幸せになんてなれるはずないじゃないですか。まゆりちゃんが死んだのは僕のせいでもあるのに。
お前のせいじゃない。何度も言わせないでくれ。今は悲しいかもしれないが、お前にはまゆりの分まで前を見て生きていってほしいんだ。
そんなの嫌です。
Lukako clings to my chest. She stares into my eyes without wiping away her tears.
僕はそれなら岡部さんと一緒に背負いたいです。
一緒に背負う？何をバカな。俺は因果の輪から外れた人間だし、まゆりを見殺しにする選択をした人間で。
それなら僕だって因果の輪からは外れます。僕の記憶の中に男だった時の思い出が蘇ってきている時点でもう外れかけているんですよ。
Reading Steiner.
まゆりちゃんの命と引き換えに僕が女として生きているんだっていうことも知っちゃっているわけですし、僕たち共犯者なんですよ。
Teresa said the same thing. We're accomplices, Lukako and I.
この悲しみもこの二人で忘れずに抱いていきたいです。
We are disconnected from causality. No one else can understand us. That's why...
ああ、分かったよ。
I embrace Lukako strongly.
一緒に背負ってくれ。一緒にこの思いを忘れずに生きていこう。
ずっとそばにいてもいいですか？僕岡部さんのこと好きだから。まゆりちゃんへの裏切りかもしれないけど、ずっと一緒にいたいんです。
もちろんだ。
We both bear the same burden. I'll accept Mayuri's death yet still live on, shoulder to shoulder. Afterwards, we pass the time sitting in silence until the sky turns the color of dusk. Lukako rests her head on my shoulder. I embrace her and feel her breathing next to me. We gaze silently at the sky, and in our hearts we pray for Mayuri's happiness in the afterlife. I'm sorry, Mayuri. I'm sorry.
ねえ、岡部さん。
Lukako raises her head and breaks the silence. I can see firm resolve in her
僕
expression.
まゆりちゃんにどうしても一つだけやり残したことがあるんです。そのせいでまゆりちゃんに悲しい思いをさせちゃいました。
やり残したこと？
Oh, wait.
コスプレです。
Oh! Oh, that. These last few weeks, Mayuri was constantly asking Lukako to wear the costumes she made for her, but Lukako was too embarrassed to try. I remember Mayuri on the day she died.
ルカちゃんがキラリちゃんのコスプレしたらね、絶対似合うと思うんだ。ルカちゃんってね、マユシーがドキドキしちゃうぐらい可愛いもん。
God damn it.
ルカちゃんって普段おとなしいでしょ。あんまり自分の意見も言おうとしないし、コスプレするとね、普段の自分とは別の自分になれるんだよ。だからね、最初は恥ずかしいかもしれないけど、ルカちゃんも一度やればき 新しいルカちゃんを見つけられると思うんだ。そしたらね、今より積極的な性格になってね、もしかするとオカリンをお尻に敷いちゃうかもしれないよ。
Even on that day, Mayuri only talked about Lukako. Even though I stood her up on the promise to bring Lukako to Kamima and made her lonely, Mayuri wanted Lukako to cosplay from the bottom of her heart.
時間を遡る装置を使ってあの日に戻れませんか？
Wait a second!
戻るって。
Oh! Lukako nods firmly.
本気なのか？
Nobody's used a time leap machine except me. It's never failed so far, but if something does happen, it might not be reversible. CERN's test subjects turn to jellymen. Something like that could happen to her, or she could lose her memory like Suzuha did.
危険すぎる。あれは俺以外には使わせられない。
お願いします。せめて最後にまゆりちゃんに笑顔でいてもらいたいんです。僕まゆりちゃんに何もしてあげられなかったから。
だがお前はああいう場所に来るオタクのことが苦手だったはずだ。
確かにちょっと怖いです。でもそんなこと言ってられないです。
Oh.
それに僕は岡部さんと本当に同じになりたい。その装置を使えば因果の輪から完全に外れてしまうんですよね。
Whoa, Lukako being badass.
それで岡部さんと同じ気持ちを背負えます。だから
Her innocent feelings warm my heart. Lukako truly cares for me and Mayuri. In the end, I have to grant her wish. When we get back to the lab, no one is there. Just a few days ago, Mayuri, Kurisu, and Dara and I were laughing here together. With Mayuri gone, nothing seems to remain from those old days but dreams. The lab feels truly empty, but I hide those feelings and lead Lukako into the development room. Luckily, the 42-inch CRT is turned on downstairs so we can start the time leap when ready. Oh, what's gonna happen when someone else time leaps?
飛び先はいつに？
あの日の朝に前日に飛んだりするときっと僕は現実を受け止めることができなくて動揺しちゃうと思うんです。だから
She's choosing the normal of that fateful day so she could cosplay with a smile. But to jump to that day would take at least 3 consecutive leaps. Will she get all the way back to the 15th? Despite my worries, Lukako remains undaunted.
無事に飛んだら俺に連絡を取るんだ。そうしたらきっと俺はお前をまゆりのところに連れて行ってやる。
はい。
I cover Lukako's head with a time leap machine headgear. Her body is clearly shaking, but that's understandable, I guess. Even I'm starting to get tense. My heart feels like it's about to explode. This is the first time leap machine experiment with the subject other than me. I can't stop thinking about the worst case scenario.
心配するな。脳が少し痛むぐらいだがすぐ収まる。
はい。
向こうについても決して取り乱すなよ。落ち着いて状況を理解するんだ。大丈夫。俺がついている。
I gently caress Lukako's cheek. She responds with a small sigh of relief.
じゃあ行きます。
I nod and hide the shaking of my fingertips as I set the microwave timer.
きっと戻ってきますから。
ああ、待っているぞ。
I smile to Lukako. Immediately afterwards, the discharge fills the room. I open my wide in wonder as Lukako's body begins to shock. What? Oh. The building shakes violently. The smell of ozone fills the air. The light is blinding. I can hardly keep my eyes open.
岡部さん。
Lukako's cry is suddenly cut short. A shock ripples through my body, like it always does after time leaping.
ここは
This time I wasn't the one who leaped. Nevertheless, I teleported from the lab to Yanabayashi Shrine. Did the world line change? No, reading Steiner didn't activate, so I don't think it did. Then why? Was it because of LUKAKO's changes to the past? I look to the side, and there I see LUKAKO. She gets up and smiles once she notices my gaze.
写真見ますか？
写真？
What's this about pictures?
行ってきたんですよ僕。覚えてないんですか岡部さん。急に様子が変わりましたけど。
お前が過去へ飛んで、その直後に俺はここに立っている。小見間には行ってきたのか？
Paka once again bursts into tears. Then she slowly nods. She takes out a few pictures and hands them to me.
まゆりちゃん、とても嬉しそうでした。
Aww. I look at the first picture handed to me. I gasp in surprise when I see what's on it.
俺もお前もはしゃぎすぎだよな。
I realize that I'm crying. In the picture, Mayuri is smiling. And we're smiling with her. Oh! Okay. Yo! Okay. That's the ending. You got there. Yup. Next episode will be on Wednesday. God. Now. Probably dinner. That spaghetti has to be good. Man. Dang. 2007. Jesus. And I got to the US. God. Whoa! Wait, what? Whoa! Yo, Link of Corruption and Rebirth. Reach Luca's ending. I just got an achievement. Link of Corruption. Okay. That's next episode. Okay, I think that is enough for today. We've reached the end of the line for today. Okay. Thank you so much, New Senses, you know what, to drop by. And to, even to everyone that, didn't say anything, saying thank you guys so much as well. Yeah, thank you to everyone who chatted. Thank you to everyone who didn't chat as well, but just dropped by. And thank you to everyone who is watching this, not live, but, as a VOD. Just as a regular video. It really helps me out. How is that even possible? Well, I mean, the videos are still up on my channel. Yes, next episode we will be... Oh my god, I'm gonna have to put up a new thumbnail for this one using that last... Do I want to? That kind of feels a bit spoilery. We'll get there when we get there. And by get there, I mean like 10 minutes later, because I have to make dinner, let me see, play video games, write story for the story competition I'm in right now. It ends on the 20th. Ah, God. I have to get that thing down quickly. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed that video. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you haven't done so already. And make sure, and if you've already subscribed, make sure to smash that bell, because we will be coming out with more Steins Gate soon. So yeah, seriously, everyone, thank you so much. And thank you, New Senses in particular, for dropping by. I guess that is that. Well, hope you all liked it. The sky's up, and you guys are awesome. I will see you all in the next video.